guys, so it's fine.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Isles
Hi.
of Iverion. Welcome to Roll with Advantage 5e. This is a channel where we sit and we play Dungeons and Dragons online with people all over the world, and there's some pretty cool people. So today, as with every single Saturday, we have the Isles of Iverion, a campaign that is still fairly new, only on session. I think this is 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep,
yeah,
6.
Thank you. So, session 6, and there's not a lot that you've missed. I thoroughly recommend this campaign. I am partial to it. I am a little biased, but I do enjoy it a lot. So, there are a few things that I wanted to go over. I mentioned them last night in Nefera, but in case you're just tuning in today, a couple things that are very exciting. For one, now if there are people who... If through this channel, we have a lot of different people, 3 in particular, who are very talented artists who work with us. And it just so happens 2 of those 3 people are actually in this campaign. We have Lisa, who plays Eurydice, and then Gemma, who plays Twig. Both very talented artists, and they do a lot of art for this campaign. You can actually see Lisa's art right over there with the Isles of Iverion logo and the lovely mountain art behind it. And Gemma actually did all of the character art for their headshots down there. The only other person is Andy Romanchek, who did all of the group art for the Salamander Coast and the Explorers of Ivera. So, in case anybody ever wants to go check out them on Instagram, which I thoroughly recommend, you can just type in a command on Twitch for artists. So, artist. And then what that'll do is that'll give you links to all of their Instagrams right there. The only other thing that I wanted to say before we get started is that, thanks to Gemma, right down directly below me, Twig herself, we now have Roll with Advantage merch, which is so funny and something I never thought would happen, but I already bought a shirt myself because I'm so excited to wear it. And all you have to do is type in !merch, and it'll link you to the Teespring, or I believe in the About page there is a Linktree link that will take you to any of the social medias. And it will take you to the store, to the World Anvil page, which has all of my homebrew world stuff on it, along with some character stuff that players have done. It's really cool. Oh yeah, the one sticker that we have right now, I thoroughly recommend you go check it out. It's so good. Oh my god, it makes me so happy to look at. But anyway, hey, I think that we should go ahead and get started then, unless anybody has anything they'd like to throw out there, anything that they deem necessary to let the world know about. All right, good talk, guys. Okay, no, alrighty. So I think without further ado, we should go ahead and roll that intro and then get started.
Cropping.
All right, we are back. Hello and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the intro. I really love it every time I watch it. I still can't believe that's something I edited, because I've come a long way from my middle school music video projects. If we hit 10,000 subs, I'll release 13 Reasons Why, the music video with the musical backing of Bon Iver. What is that?
Wait,
what song is that?
I really want to see that though.
Nope, gotta hit 10,000 subs, then I'll release it.
Cry.
It's private on my YouTube channel.
Cry.
Oh, it's Skinny Love by...
Oh, that song's a bop.
Oh, I fucking love Funny Gun.
But it's a music video about 13 Reasons Why that I had to do in freshman year in high school.
That's trash, and I'm so sorry.
It's really bad. Yeah, it's really, really bad. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my trash music videos that I made in high school. We are here to play some Dungeons and dragons. So I think that is what we should go ahead and do. And there we go. The chat's fixed. All right, cool. It was the font was so big for some reason. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. So last we had left off our group of adventurers that I am surrounded by here. We can see Twig, Nalfian, Grok, Eurydice, and Izzy right below me with her fixed hat. See, I told you that I fixed it. I forgot to fix the one in the video. So these 5 had found themselves in in the beginnings of a very tumultuous journey. Initially finding themselves just trying to make money and live their lives to the best of their ability with the hand that they had been dealt. Doing odd jobs around town, fighting in pits, doing whatever they could, living how they thought was best in order to live a happy life and achieve what they wanted to. However, all of their current courses in life got thrown to the wayside with the help of one Bishop Vizira, a dragonborn woman running the temple in Sandpoint, the city where all of them were at. And as it turns out, Bishop Vizira was really an agent or a cultist or a sympathizer of House Markhold, a house in the kingdom of Iverion that, due to a catastrophe many years ago, is no longer talked about, no longer brought up at all. In fact, the name, for the most part, brings fear into the people who live in these nations. So, you learn this, you learn that apparently there are more like her, all throughout not only Iverion, but Tarkir as well. 2 nations that border each other where tensions have always been high, but luckily, and no one is sure for how much longer it will last, but luckily there is peace. For now. You all know the location of 12 different Dowie artifacts, along with 12 different locations of these different, at least, individuals who are working for House Markhold or sympathize with House Markhold. You have the location of the artifacts, the location of the cultists. All you need to do is find them and make sure the cultists don't get their hands on those artifacts. But you don't really have a way to get there, to get around, to leave Sandpoint. Upon giving this information to Captain Darren, the captain of the guard in Sandpoint, he took you to speak with Lord Bartold, the lord of this minor house that owns Sandpoint. And you all found out that Twig was, in fact, not exactly royalty, but royalty adjacent, where her aunt and uncle were Lord and Lady Bartold, the 2 people running this town. After a few awkward exchanges between Twig and the group, you discovered that this information can't be let out to the public. The minute that the public knows that House Markhold might be on the rise, or they might be coming back, panic and chaos will grow and will prevent stability from ever being achieved. People will start to flee, economies will collapse, and nations will be writhing in pain trying to recover from a storm that may never come. But that's not a risk that Lord Bartold is willing to take. He says that the 5 of you will be tasked with trying to destabilize these cultists and trying to go to these hotbeds and prevent them from getting what they want to get, making sure that House Markhold can never return. So, the 5 of you agree apprehensively, but it seems as though you don't really have that much of a choice. You will be paid, and he said that there will be specific details that are drawn up later before you leave. He said that you probably have 6 or 7 days before everything is ready to go and set. So you proceeded to embark on 7 days of downtime. 7 days where you could really choose to do whatever you wanted within the realm of possibilities. So the 5 of you decide to do several different things. Between Izzy and Twig, the 2 of you decide to delve deeper into the Dowie ruins, finding that there is so much in there still to be discovered, but it is just so dense and so hard to pick apart every piece. But it doesn't stop you from trying. You continue on with your research, trying to find whatever you can. Izzy, on top of that, you have a very, very busy 7 days creating different magical items and selling them to the captain of the guard and, by that extension, to the guard itself. Magical lanterns that can't be extinguished. Nalfian and Rock, your days of downtime are a little different. A little bit more gruesome and a little bit more crazy. Nalfian participating in the fighting pits with the help of Grok, doing your farewell match after Fightmaster Aldous knew that you would be leaving. And Grok, you decided to also do the fighting pit, but you needed a bit of a cool down after it. So you murdered a guy. The same sailor who had been calling you terrible, nasty names, Gabo and so much worse. You flattened his head with your massive stone gauntlet, and then you pushed him off to the sea, giving him to a certain individual who you know is always willing to accept souls in the sea. Tossing off the ledge, you continue on with the rest of your downtime. Eurydice, you spend a lot of your time focusing on Nalfian. Trying to just heard her laugh from the other room. Focusing on trying to get to know him and trying to get to know the party better. Ended up going to his fight, and then you also had a surprise visit from an uncle of yours, apparently, Uncle Berryleaf, which, after awkward conversations with Twig and Nalfian, you eventually talked to him and realized his true nature, his true intent. This was your patron. This was Day. The man, the entity who had been giving you your powers and let you do the things you did all those years ago. So, with that, our last session concluded with the fight being concluded. Nalfian winning, reaping the rewards, and with one key thing on the horizon. 2 key things. One being that Thursday, just in a few days, there's going to be a dinner party between, well, Twig's aunt, Lady Bartold, and the party, as she wants to make sure that the 4 of you are all right traveling companions for Twig, that you will make sure that she will stay safe. And the other thing is the supposed arrival of a ship and a crew to take you from here to Raven Rock, and then who knows where else. Oh, sorry, Greenleaf. My bad. So, with that fight concluded, everyone heading off to their different directions to sleep for the night. Most of you had decided to go to that tavern at the right next that is attached to the fighting pit to drink and enjoy your merriment and enjoy being with one another while Twig was off in the villa enjoying her woodland creature friends. So, we are going to pick up there, where all of you have spent most of the night drinking and enjoying yourselves, spending some of the gold that you acquired from the pit fights. So, I'll just say this. I'm going to trust you to mark off a certain amount of gold that you think is appropriate for how much you drank. So you can just go ahead and throw those in the chat. If you were drinking nonstop the entire time, it'd probably be around 10 gold.
How much is Oh, okay.
But if you were, and the good stuff. But if you were drinking the bad stuff all night, it would be like 10 silver. Oh God. Okay. You guys were really tapping the nice kegs. All right. Sounds good. There is that. So yeah, just mark off whatever you deem necessary. So, God. So you then.
So it begins.
You then head off to your different directions. So, Rock, I'm assuming you go back to the Salt Shack after a night of raucous drinking.
Yeah, he'd stumble his way over there.
Okay. And then Nalfian, Eurydice, and Izzy, you guys go back to the villa?
Nalfian would walk Grok home, because he knows what happened the last time
Yeah.
he was left alone. So he would be a bro, walk him home, and then he'll escort the ladies back to the villa.
Okay, all right, sounds good. You walk Rock back home. There's a couple times where he falls over, trips a little bit, but you help him back up. You get him back into his into the tavern. Now, do you walk him up to his room or just to the tavern?
Oh, just to the tavern. I think he can manage upstairs.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Rock, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Shit. Should have helped him. Oh well. He's fine.
Damn, man. Yeah, you climb upstairs like you were
It's
born
that sailor drinking, man.
Yeah, you really... And being near the sea, getting that salt in your lungs, it's rejuvenating. So you're able to get up the stairs, but as soon as you do, you pass out onto your bed, and it's a good sleep. But then Nalfian, you head back to the tavern, you pick up Eurydice and Izzy, and the three of you begin to head back to the villa. So, you head to the villa, and you head...
I also pass out.
to sleep, yeah. Passing out once more. Another person. So, then all of you head to sleep, and there are, surprisingly enough, no nightmares or anything of the such. But then there are just a few days, 2 in fact, left until the dinner. So I think that almost everyone had accomplished what they wanted to, aside from Izzy. I think the only thing you wanted to do was try and work with the cloak, right? Izzy? Maybe?
I'm also
Yes.
say I wanted that orb to be identified by Izzy.
Yeah, I was told that I had to identify an orb.
Ah, yes. Okay. Alrighty. So, identifying the orb, it is a magical item. It does have magical properties. And it does exactly what he said it would do.
It's not cursed.
No, not cursed, not nothing. It is a
I'm gonna
magical
spy
sphere.
on Yuri.
And yeah, it will pretty much you roll it in a direction, and it will detect any traps within 30 feet of the sphere. But it does only have 2 uses, and then it's just a non-magical little ball.
Okay, I will let Twig know. Yeah, it'll find traps and stuff. You can use it twice. After that, it no longer functions, and it's just an orb. Fancy ball.
Fancy ball.
I mean, Izzy would probably spend the last day or anything working on the cloak and maybe trying to find a chest with like a good lock on it, if possible.
Yeah, sure. So we'll do the chest first because that's a little bit less intense. So for the chest, are you thinking like a big like trunk chest, or are you thinking more just like a small like lockbox?
Maybe like a 2-foot like lockbox, and I need something to hold these magical no things that we have.
Okay.
And then preferably with like a lock on it, like maybe like a lock of trickery or something that's hard to break into.
Gotcha.
Because she ain't trying to let these. She's carrying 2 bad magic items right now.
Okay, so we'll say for the chest then, we'll say since it's a smaller one, 2 gold. Do you want chains too, or did you just want to get like a lock?
Just a well-built lock into it that is hard to pick.
Okay, so then we'll do 10 gold for the lock, and just so you know, the DC to beat that lock would be 18. So it is a very, very good lock, especially for not being magical. It's not trapped or anything like that, but it is a difficult lock for most common thieves and pickpockets.
Okay, so you said 12 gold total?
12 gold total, yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Then I sent you like a lock thing that was kind of like where I was after, but
Okay.
yours will work perfectly. I just wanted you to kind of see kind of what I was after type thing.
Yeah, here, I'd have to look it up separately since I don't have the D&D Beyond.
You should have access to this because you're in my campaign too.
Well, I don't think I'm signed in on my phone. I think that's the issue. Yeah.
Shame on you.
But there are no magic items here anyway, aside from what you would have. So.
Yeah, that one's not technically magical. I don't think. It's just listed as a magical item because they didn't have to have a way to do it otherwise.
Gotcha. Well, I would still say, just because of the size of the town, they probably wouldn't have something like that here, because there wouldn't really be anything like that. So it would just be the well, it says it magically adjusts to thwart burglars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It is
So,
magical. My bad.
No, you're good. Okay, so you are able to get that lock, DC 18. So here's what I can do. I can give you guys a little chest character sheet in your PC spot. Characters, that way you can know how much stuff is being carried there. A character sheet, that sheet directly. Character name, chest. That's a good one. Class? Oh, I can't choose a custom class. All right, that's fine. Alrighty, so I will show to players. So then you can just manage the inventory there for whatever the chest has in it. And that way you can also know the weight, because that chest can carry...
Normal chest carries 300 pounds.
Yeah, but you said you wanted a smaller one.
Yeah, just big enough to hold the cane and anything else smaller than we put in that.
Yeah. So it'd probably carry 150 pounds. Just because the normal chest is 5 gold. It was only 2. So it's a little bit smaller. Doesn't carry as much, but for a cane and, some robes, if you decide to put them in there, or whatever magical items you decide to put in there, they should all fit in there.
Awesome. And I don't think I can edit it yet.
That's right, because I need to edit and can be edited by all players. Hey, there we go. Okay, there you go. Now you should be able to edit it.
And how much does the chest itself weigh?
Let me see here. Chest itself, we'll say 15 pounds. And there we go. Who doesn't love some good chest art? I gotta... There we go. We got it, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Okay, so chest purchased. Lock purchased. DC 18. Which is good. I'm gonna edit that and put that on bio and info. DC 18. Gotcha. All right. There's that. Now to the road. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what specifically did you want to try and do to the row?
Well, based on the mural, it seemed to heighten being able to cast multiple spells or absorb spell damage of a sort.
Mm-hmm.
So I would try to essentially focus in with all my magics and try to see if I can cast multiple spells, see if I can try to weave 2 cantrips at once or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
and then probably be ballsy and summon a mirror to bounce a spell back at me.
Okay.
And to see what would happen while channeling, magic into the robe, like in visualizing it protecting me.
Yeah. Okay. So, being outside of the city walls near the villa, you can do this freely without any worry for people reacting to you. So, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
Please be good. No, why? I hate digital rollers.
Okay, so practicing with, especially the trying to weave spells together or trying to do something similar to that, casting multiple spells at once, there's not really a good... You're not exactly clicking with that. Anytime you do, it just kind of fizzles out in your hand or causes a more volatile explosion. Luckily, didn't roll so low that you ended up hurting yourself at all, but you were pretty close a couple of times. So you gain that probably not a good... it might not exactly be designed and meant to use multiple spells at once. There was nothing that clicked when you did that. Okay, so what else?
I'm trying to get it to absorb magical damage.
Okay, so you conjure the mirror. The shimmer and a puff of that sort of opaque teal-blue smoke conjures up in your hands. What spell?
It's going to be a 3-foot silver-backed mirror, just so you know.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
I am going to... you just don't get stuff by trying half-ass, so I'm going to throw a chromatic orb at myself.
Okay, alrighty, roll for an attack. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oof.
Well, you did it as poison.
Second.
There's a reason.
Okay, so
The mirror looked like all types of poison, all types of magical damage. Okay.
yes. It did. So as you conjure the bolt of that sickly green energy and shoot it off into the mirror, it does bounce off of the mirror and hit you. It slams back and hits you. And you feel this this energy course through you, through the tunic that you're wearing, the mage robes that you found, and you feel there's something that you can pull on. There's something that you can do. Do you listen to the cloak and do the thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so as the poisonous energy comes back to you and tries to slam you right into the chest, you can feel the cloak begin to, like, hum, and you can see it glow as there is this spark of energy that comes from it that just captures the energy into the cloak, and then there's just this sickly green glow on the cloak, and then slowly begins to fade away, as if it's being captured and then distilled and then released.
So to release it, would it come right back out? Would I understand like how to release it?
No, it just seems to be captured and then fade away. It doesn't seem like you need to do anything after you pull on that reaction.
Do I take any damage?
You do not take any damage. So,
Worth it.
so what you now know is that pretty much twice per short rest, you can use your reaction, or sorry, once per short rest, you can use your reaction to absorb a magical effect into the robes.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yes. So when you are with something as easy as a chromatic orb, it's pretty easy. You do have a feeling that the more powerful the spell, there might be some type of difficulty associated in containing it and then distilling it into nothing.
Okay.
So that's, you got to keep that in mind. Okay. Rest. Sorry, you may absorb one spell as a reaction. Reaction and absorb its effect. Now, this doesn't have to be a damaging spell. This could somebody be casting, suggestion or charm person or hold person. It can be any spell effect that is targeting you and only you. So AoE effects, it doesn't work. But as long as it's hitting you, you can choose to absorb it.
I'm assuming counterspell is unabsorbable, right?
Yes, just because that's targeting your spell, not you actually. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, according to the rules, but yeah. So it wouldn't work on counterspell.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Izzy is like ecstatic that this worked and she didn't die.
Heck yeah, man. I'm very ecstatic as well. Okay. Alrighty. So there's that for Izzy now. Is there anybody else who had anything they wanted to do before the dinner? If not, you guys can just chill and relax in the villa before the dinner. So you have a couple of days. Aside from doing the things you were already doing, Izzy, with creating the lanterns and creating the dagger and all that. Does anybody else have anything they want to do, or are you guys just waiting out for the dinner?
Was there a dress code given for this dinner?
No.
Alright, dope.
Probably just try to dress nice, and
Just
Yuri will
check.
mostly just read her home, so that she has a grasp of us, and also try to check on Nalfion to make sure he's not dying that day after. And he said he
Okay.
didn't respond, so she would have just left some water there and then left.
Oh, yeah, he's knocked for the whole
Just to get
day.
everything over, it's fine.
He's just gonna sleep that shit off all day.
Graf would probably
Oh.
be like chilling, like on his boat, like just kind of lying in the sun. But he would turn up to the villa occasionally, being like, "Hello."
I am
Still
still here.
exist.
I didn't get jumped this time.
I'm still alive. All right.
I'll put dinner.
Alrighty. So that first day passes. Now, eventually, you wake up at about 6 p.m. You get your water, you drink it, and you go back to bed.
Yep.
You wake up the next day. So that would be Wednesday. Izzy heads off doing that. Grok shows up just to let you all know that he still is alive and still doing okay. You can tell that he's got a nice little sun kiss to him. It looks like he's been spending some time out in the sun. But
Little brown avocado.
a little brown avocado, yeah. And then heads back away towards the salt shack and his boat. But then that day passes, and it is now Thursday. It is the day of the dinner, and the day before, apparently that crew and ship will be here, hired by Captain Bartold, or hired by Lord Bartold. So, on this Thursday, is there anything in specific you guys are doing to prepare for the dinner?
Nalfion will shower and just look nice. Like,
Where he showers.
well, yeah,
you take a bath.
Yeah, Nalfion is very hygiene is very important to him. Like he always has to look his best. So like he's gonna go out of his way to look nice today.
Yeah, he's not
Nicer than he
neckbeard.
always does. No. What? Yeah, no.
Yeah. So are you So are you gonna dress in your like armor and weapons, or are you just gonna wear a like just nice clothes?
I don't think he needs to wear his sword to dinner. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a little. Yeah, nah. He'll leave it up in his room, but he'll look nice. But he's still gonna wear his like leather armor, but he'll just leave his weapons upstairs.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. What about everybody else? Are you dressing up for the occasion, or are you just kind of wearing what you wear? I know the answer for Grok, I'm pretty sure.
It's got a just
Yuri.
really fancy absolute suit, like, you know, the whole
Oh
like
my god.
vest
Yeah.
thing as well.
Oh yeah. It's,
Yuri will dress
like,
up a little bit
waistband.
and make sure she looks nice.
knickers and tunic. Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
nice place. She doesn't have weapons anyway, so she'll just looking nice.
I mean, Joe called it. Unless anyone's told Grok is turning up in chainmail.
Oh no.
I mean, Twig's probably going to spend the day just vibing in the forest, and she's just going to wear what she wears.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Alrighty. So Eurydice is one of the only people who puts forth effort in terms of clothing. All of the rest of you are going at least presentable, except for Grok. Izzy, I'm assuming you're at least, you know.
You know,
Doing a
I
little
put on my normal decent clothes that I sell merchandise in, but it's basically what I wear anyways. You know,
Yeah, that
make
makes
sure
sense.
prestidigitate, make sure it's all clean and stuff. But you know.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so that means that evening comes. All of you meet at the villa. Grok, you return to the villa once again, still feeling uncomfortable, but you're here. The five of you meeting in sort of that central dining area. And you can see that, well, everybody is dressed fairly nice. Twig is just dressed in what she normally wears, but then Grok is no different. No different at all. And there's this weird smell of salt and fish that is just radiating off of him. And maybe blood.
Wait, should I bring me anchor?
Cleaning that. We are cleaning that. That is not coming with us. Okay.
Yeah, come on, Yuri. And then we will. I'm assuming we're both going to prestidigitate Grok
Yeah.
and
Makeover.
finish it off with like a nice smell for a while.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some lavender. Yeah.
You know, like
Or some cedarwood.
Ooh.
Some sandalwood.
Yeah, a very manly, musky smell.
sure.
It's better than salt and fish.
Yes.
It really is.
Yep. Alrighty, so sandalwood it is. You sound like a wonderful woodwick, or you smell like a wonderful woodwick candle. So, the five of you ready?
It's gonna
Yeah.
feel awkward because she's doing all the effort in, but you know.
Okay.
Is there like a grand dining hall in this place?
It would have been the place where you guys met Lord Bartol
Oh, okay.
first. Yeah, because there was a couple of
Oh.
tables set up in there.
Okay.
But yeah, nothing too fancy. It's not the most elegant place in the world.
Okay.
I'm sorry to ask, but do you mind if I leave me anchor at the villa? I really shouldn't have brought it with me.
Well, I mean, you can if you want.
Grok just straight up dumps it.
Just in front of the door, or like on the
Like
kitchen
literally
floor?
just like drops it, just like at the like just the hunk of fucking steel and just drops it. Right, nice one.
Floor's cracked a little bit. Wand is a little more
Oh.
acceptable over a sword.
Oh shit! Hold on. He like reaches behind his back, like under his cloak, and drops his warhammer as well.
I mean, I will note Twig's still got a little crossbow strapped to her back. Just given that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Floor
Little-
cracks in a second
okay,
place from the
sure.
warhammer. Alrighty. So, heading off?
Yep.
Alrighty. Five of you begin to make your way, walking down the street, headed
I
to...
will keep my dagger on me, by the way.
Okay.
I'll just have it hidden.
Yeah, I mean behind your little fancy cloak.
Yeah.
On the back of the belt there. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. There's a couple of cowlicks really giving you some trouble, Grok, that you flatten out a little bit. Even prestidigitation doesn't help cowlicks. So, 5 of you mosey your way through town, and eventually you get to the Barthold Manor, the Lord's Keep. Make your way to the gate. They were expecting you. They open up the gates, and the 5 of you make your way in. Now, Twig, this isn't as odd for you as this is something that you have done before, but it's still not great.
Uncomfy.
Yeah, it's still a little uncomfy. So, you make your way into the keep, and you are confronted with, after going through the main foyer, going through another set of doors, eventually you get to the main dining hall. And you can see that many of the 2 tables that were in here have been disassembled, and now there is just one long table in the center with 6 chairs. Presumably one for each of you, and then one for Aunt Beth. There's 3 on each side, and you can see as you walk up to the table that there are different placards with different names there. One for Nalfian. So, just so you know, I'm gonna go ahead and do this for you and drop your
There's a
tokens on
seating
here.
chart in this
Yeah,
class.
Really? Gotta know the seating chart.
Fancy.
So let me go ahead. Oh, I'm using the wrong. I'm on the
Well,
wrong
wherever
roll 20.
Grok is supposed to sit, he's going to sit in the wrong spot.
Okay, so
He
this
can
is the seating
read.
chart.
Kenny?
I mean,
That's
he needs
Nalf.
his glasses, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that was my bad.
It's Nalf.
I grabbed Nalf.
No, he ain't breaking that out here.
So that is Nalfian.
No, you're not going to bring your duplicate self from another timeline?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Twig.
Echo Knight.
Oh, I get to sit next to Twig? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so hyped. Ooh,
Let's see.
okay.
Izzy.
So much between 2 ladies now.
Brock. And then Aunt B will be sitting next to.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
All right.
Oh, no.
No. No.
Joe. You know
I'm-
exactly
I'm
what you're
so
doing,
happy
Joe.
right now.
So there is the seating chart.
I'm gonna totally fuck up this trip for you.
Great.
Okay,
no.
so as the 5 of you see where your placards are, there are a few servants who come in wearing very nice clothing and finery, obviously wearing different aprons and robes, dressed very well. They approach you and they say, "Oh, may we take your coats or any other items you would like to have hung up for the evening? We can take anything you'd like. We promise we will give it back at the end of the night."
Grok bows to each of them.
Oh, thank you. And they bow back.
Grok bows back.
Oh no.
Of course, sir. And they bow back.
Grok. Yeah, I got it. And Nalfian's just like, doing that thing where he's like, cut it out. That ain't it, shift.
What? I thought they were nobles.
Oh, no, sir.
They just work for him.
Yes, we serve Lord and Lady Barthold, but we are not noble. So would you like me to take your coat, sir?
You can if you want. I mean, it's.
Well,
yeah,
I'll only take it if
go
you
on.
want me to, sir. Oh, yes, of course. And he goes behind you.
And he'll
grabs
tear off
the-
his like massive fucking torn up cloak.
he kind of. Oh, wow, this is heavy. Oh, sandalwood, that's nice. And he walks away with it. And there are a few other servants who come and they grab any of your cloaks or items you'd like hung out for the time being.
Nalfian
And-
will just ignore them.
And
Because,
Izzy will
yeah.
wave them away, telling them thank you.
Of course.
But I'm
Of course.
comfortable.
Sir? Talking to you, Nalfian. Sir? Would you like me to take your cloak, sir?
No.
Sir? Oh,
But thanks. Have a great day.
of course. You as well. Have a wonderful evening. And he gives you a slight bow and then turns around and heads away. So,
We'll keep his
5
cloak
of
so he
you-
can hide his dagger.
5 of you get seated. So there is one servant who approaches you, Twig, and says, Lady Twig, would you like me to take your crossbow?
No, you can't take it.
Oh, I meant no offense. I just didn't know if you wanted to have it next to you when you ate.
No, I'd rather have it on me.
Of course, of course. My apologies, milady. Bows, and then turns around and leaves. So, 5 of you sit there, and you can see that currently the table is decorated with a very wonderfully embroidered red and gold tablecloth. There's about 7 different candles lit on the table on top of the sconces and torches and hearth that is already burning in this dining hall, giving off this very warm golden glow throughout the entire room, as the back window is letting in this just little bits of sunlight and sunset as the day is just coming to a close. So there's this wonderful like pinkish hue with some light blues and the golden oranges of the torches all around you that's creating this very beautiful natural lighting in the room. And you can see that there are cups next to you. There are 3 forks on one side, 2 spoons on the other, and then 3 knives above your plate. There is a napkin folded very delicately on each plate, and there is a small tankard next to each one of the plates on the right side. So, you can also see that in between each candle is a tankard of, looking into it, is water that you seem to be free to pour yourself. But as anybody goes to pour grab a tankard, there are a few more servants who come in and they say, "Oh, no, please, let me get that for you." And they take the tankard and they pour the water for you, one after the other, till all 5 are full. As you're sitting there, sipping your water, Aunt Beth isn't here yet. So, what are you guys doing in the meantime?
I think they've made a mistake.
What do you
Why?
mean?
Why the fuck have I got so many knives and forks?
Oh, well, it's 1 for each dish.
What?
So it's not dirty when you move on to the next one?
That seems like a waste. Just give me a fucking knife. I'll eat off the knife and that's asked.
I ask that you don't, at least for tonight.
Don't worry about it. Twig, if you just explain to me exactly how it goes, what I'm going to do is, Grok, I'm going to tell you exactly what to do in your head. Don't worry.
Grok, just listen to me. Grok, you be yourself tonight, and that is all that is important. We have to show Twig that her family, that we can take care of her, and it's best to be honest. So you just be yourself and be the best you that you can possibly be, alright?
Grok is totally
Why
gonna
do I
like
have a
look.
feeling this is gonna go terribly?
Grok is gonna like quickly scan between Eurydice, Twig, and Nalfion like, oh shit.
Right, what I'm gonna try
What
to
you gonna
do
do?
for the dinner. What I'm gonna do for the dinner is that, because I have a message now, she's gonna at some point napkin cover her mouth and just kind of say in his head what to do next when it comes to like which fork and stuff to use, and just remind him to switch and be polite.
Well, for
My
one
best
thing, this is
attempt.
going to be interesting, that's for sure.
I think it's gonna be a fucking blast. I think that it is important to just be ourselves. Isn't that right, Twig? Lady of the house.
Grok stands up and bows.
You don't need to do that, Grok. I don't know. Aunt Beth is, well, she's not exactly some stuck-up person to any degree, but I don't really know what to do.
Shit. Has someone got like? Oh fuck! I gave him a cloak. Has anyone got like some cloth? I've got a tattoo on me arm. I'll be honest, it's not a clever one. And he points to a tattoo on his arm, and it's just the word "fuck."
Oh my god.
Okay.
Grok.
I got you. I will press digitate that to say duck. and make a small glowing picture of a duck.
Any good sailor would have. Delphin is trying not to laugh and like covering his laughter by drinking that water. Like half choking on it.
But let's hit the top of the table right now.
Twig, I don't think you have anything to worry about. It's gonna be great.
Okay. So as all of you are talking back and forth, you can hear a door open to the back left corner of the room, and as all 5 of you turn around, you can see entering through is not just Aunt Beth or Lady Bartold, who makes her way around and sits right next to you, Grok. And while she's moving around, you can see that there is a procession of musicians who enter with her. Not playing, not like pomp and circumstance, but they set themselves up at the very, let's see, at the very westmost end of the room, right behind, or right in front of the window, and they begin to play.
Grok can stand and bow as she walks in.
Okay, and she says, "Oh, no, you're fine. You, as much as I appreciate the respect, there's no need."
As she sits down, he'll whisper saying, "I'll be honest, it's not respect. I'm very confused by all this. Nice to meet. I'm Grok. Who are you?"
Well, my name is Lady Bartold, but please just call me.
Shit.
No.
Nice to meet you.
And she kind of like clasps your hand and just kind of like softly touches it and just says, "Just calm down, dear. It's all right. I promise you I don't bite. Please, take a seat."
Nalfian is going to offer his hand next, and he's gonna say, "Nalfian Baynir, a pleasure, my lady, to meet you."
Oh, yes, Benir, you were the one in the fighting pits, correct?
Correct. You've heard of me.
Well, if I'm being honest, the fighting pits aren't exactly my style, but Aldous has always spoken very highly of you, so, well, I guess if it's something that he thinks is well suited for you, then I see no problem with it.
Nalfian will smile and give her a nice kiss on her hand and sit back down.
Oh, that's very proper of you, young man. Very good. Well, please, let's not dally at all. I'm sure that all of you are quite hungry. In fact, Twig, have you been eating like I've told you you need to?
Yes.
Good.
At least
You need
once a
more
day.
meat on those bones. You're a twig, Twig. But please, let's sit and let's get some food. So, take a seat, and with that, there are a few more servers who come out, and you can see that they're coming out carrying things on. Oh, that's not good. Sorry, I don't know. My Roll20 just did a weird thing. Oh, sorry. Oh. Why did it do this? It sent me to the Explorers of Afera, and I don't know why.
Whoa.
I'm so confused. Okay, so there we go. All right. So the musicians begin to play as some servants come out with small things of food. So there's 2. So first things first, there is a chef that comes out, and you can tell because he's wearing this very, very fine white double-breasted jacket in a very traditional chef style. And he comes out and he says, "Hello and welcome. I hope that all of you will enjoy tonight's food that we have picked out for you. Lady Bartold herself has done a very good job of combining different meals from not just my home and not just her home, but from other places around the world. As she said, she wanted to give a wonderful taste testing to all of you. So tonight's meal will have 5 courses and 2 different drink choices. So, to start, we will be having a turnip potage. The turnips are grown locally right here in Sandpoint. and there are bowls of soup set in front of each one of you. Very thick orange, almost like porridge, with small chunks of different vegetables in it, but the predominant vegetable seems to be turnips. There is also a bread from my homeland of Thorol, focaccia bread. The bread is made in-house by me, but the olive oil is imported from Thorol. And there are 3 large, what almost look like flatbreads, but with different seasonings and spices on top of it, that are set down equally spaced between each one of you. So 1 chunk of flatbread in between each one. And, well, there will be other meals that I will be bringing later, but I prefer not to ruin the surprise. Well, it has been an honor and a pleasure, and I will be back with your third and fourth dish momentarily. Please enjoy the bread, enjoy the potage, and enjoy either a nice, sweet,
excuse
simple
me,
white
friend.
wine.
My friend over here has a question.
Oh, yes, sir.
Like Rock
Sorry,
is literally
sir.
just sat there with his hand up, just like.
Yes, please, what is your question?
Have you got any grog?
No, sorry.
You know, like rum and water, and like they
Yes.
mix it to like,
No,
you know, like on
I-
boats.
Yeah, Are you finished? I did not want to keep interrupting you.
What?
Okay. No, sorry, we do not have grog here. As I was just about to say, we have a choice of either a simple, tart white wine that pairs perfectly with all of the dishes made by yours truly, or a very simple and sweet lemonade. It's up to you which one you would prefer.
God, just kind of like side eyes Nalfian.
I think what my friend is asking for is, you got anything stronger in the back?
We do, but you see, the issue is it doesn't exactly pair with the meals that I have prepared.
I think he's worried about anything pairing well.
Is Yuri giving Grog like death daggers?
No, I was just going.
Okay, you
I
know.
was just gonna type that she messages him. She puts her hand up
Oh.
and says, "Just take the lemonade, and I'll make it taste like grog."
He'll kind of like look at Yuri and kind of like squint a bit and say, "I'll have the lemonade."
That is a wonderful choice. For the rest of you, Lady Bartold, and she says, I'll take the wine, and if he really wants it looking to you, Grok, I don't see any problem in getting him at least a little something. I'm sure that there is some rum or gin or something that might at least pair well with the 4th or 5th dish. At least just humor him. And the chef kind of, yes, of course. I meant no disrespect, but I will be back later and I will see what I can do. Thinking on the fly. Yes. Well, for the rest of you, wine or lemonade?
I'll have a wine.
Wine?
Lemonade for me, please.
Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Of course, of course.
So
And,
wine as well.
Wine, yes. Great. So 3 lemonades and 3 wines. Very good. Well, please enjoy the potage and enjoy the focaccia. He bows, turns, and the other servants disperse. And there are... they come back just a few moments later with a glass of wine for both Nalfian, Eurydice, and Aunt B, and then also 3 cups of lemonade for Twig, Grok, and Izzy. And anytime that you drink, they do come back and they refill it. So, you begin to drink, and with that, you can see that Aunt Beth, she takes the napkin off of the plate, folds it out, and then lays it on her lap. And you can see her take the smallest spoon and begin to just mix around the potage just a little bit, and then take the spoon, tap it on the side, set it off on on the plate, and then take the medium-sized spoon and begin to eat the potage. I tried to prepare things that I knew Twig enjoyed, and some things that, considering that I knew a little bit about the company she would be bringing, I tried to gather some things that might be, well, enjoyable to all of you. So, I really just wanted to... I don't think it's any great secret that I care a great deal for Twig. She is my niece, and I just want her to be safe. And I wanted to meet all of you, and just know that she was in good hands before she left.
Well,
So,
I can
please.
assure you, my lady, and Nelfian will just like put his arm around Twig's chair. She is in the safest hands that she could possibly be. She's pretty smart and pretty capable herself, mind you. I've seen what she can do, but I think I can speak for the table in saying that we can handle whatever comes our way.
Good, good. So please, tell me a little bit about all of yourselves. I know a little bit about you, Nalfian, and you, Izzy, correct? Sort of looking down the table towards you.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, I've heard about your shop, and I've talked with Magus Cassius before as well. But you, and looking to you, Grok, I don't know much about you, and, well, you, my dear, I've seen you around town before, but I'm afraid I don't know the two of you very well at all. So tell me a little bit about yourselves.
Okay. She's gonna give Grok a thumbs up. So like, go get him. Do well.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I've not been in town for that long. I've been a sailor for quite a long time, and I figured I'd get me land legs a bit, stretch out, and was doing some work for the temple, and then obviously I've by tap of chance fell in with this lot. They're sound, it's all right. And kind of like is looking for the rest, like, am I doing okay?
Well, what did you do before? You arrived in Sandpoint, Grok?
Well, I was I was sailing for a lot of years, various jobs, moving spices,
Oh, spices.
veg. Oh yeah.
Tell me, did you ever go to Cartasia or Afera? I hear that they have the most wonderful spices. I've never been, but I've sometimes have them imported from there. Were you ever in any of those places?
I presume with how old Grok is and how much he sailed, he probably has been.
Yeah, to both of those places, probably. Not for very long, but yeah.
Oh, aye. I mean, I'll be honest. I recognise the waters more than the actual ports, but aye, been all over. I'll be honest. I get a tattoo at each port I go to, and he'll and then he'll remember like that one says duck and be like, never mind.
Oh, well, if you've been to Afera, have you ever seen New Afera? I've heard that it's one of the most magnificent cities in the New World, and I was just curious if you have any stories you could tell me about it.
I mean, it's a pretty big port. I mean, a lot of fancy lads.
Yes.
Actually, no, I have got a good story. This lad, he got off his carriage and he was like, "You're right, mate. What are you doing in these parts?" Because I was getting off the boat, and he said, "You shouldn't be around here, because you're a fucking gobbo." And I twatted him. It was the funniest fucking night of my life. Absolutely battered him.
Oh yes, you did. That is very funny.
No. And he kind of looks at you religiously. No, I misspoke. I helped him with the carriage. No, sorry. When I say I battered him, I battered the wheel back on the carriage. Fell off. It was terrible.
So is twatted a sailor's term then for repairing something?
Yeah. It's when you bash some wood into something.
Oh.
You can use that in many contexts.
Alfian is literally trying so fucking hard to not just die at the table right now.
Well, you'll need to tell me more later, Grok. You seem very well
About
traveled.
twatting things.
Maybe about other places you've been.
I mean, like I said, I've got this tattoo, and he points to one, and it's just a boring fish, and he goes, I got that one in exchange for, he bet me I couldn't spit over 6 feet, and I did, and he gave me a tattoo for it. It's a fish. Don't know why I did a fish, but you know, it's alright. I've got and he scratches his beard and he goes, I've got and he's got this. The only one he's not pointing out is the one on his neck, and like everything else he'll like go through like his just random shit tattoos, and like none of them are good. like other than like the only one that's actually got any effort is the one on his neck, and that's it.
I've always been interested in the reasons why people get tattoos and what they choose to get, and that's all very, very interesting, really. Thank you. You have a very interesting outlook on life, Grok, and a very interesting use of words. That is something I am very positive of. So, Eurydice, my dear, and kind of changing the subject very quickly. What brings you to Sandpoint, and what were you doing before you arrived here?
Oh, well, I actually come from the Riverlands, up a little bit north. I lived in a small town quite close to Halfcrest. But as I got older and felt that I wanted to explore a little more and help people, and I kind of just went where the wind took me, and that ended up in Sandpoint. And I actually worked for Connoisseur Bazaar for a little while in her instance shop. I was helping her there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice enough place.
Yes, that is where I know you from. I had never been there myself, as well. Lord Bartolt, he prefers any of us to stay inside most days, but there were days when I was feeling a little bit more adventurous, I would take a guard or two with me and sneak out. And I remember seeing you in there. Yes, that's very interesting. So, and you said you were from Hearthcrest, right? Or around the area?
Close by, yes.
Well, that's very nice. Well, then I have, not that I knew, but I have quite the surprise for you then. When you... Wait a moment, there was a man who stopped by here just, a couple days ago, who said he was from the Riverlands. What was his name? He was a very kind man, a little bit odd. I think it was a Greenleaf?
Yes,
I know that.
Yes.
Oh, you know
my
him.
uncle. Yeah, he
That's
is
your
my uncle. Yes. He came by. He was just checking on me.
Oh, well, that's fair enough. Well, I wish I would have known. I would have offered him to stay in the keep. Well, now I feel rude. He came and, well, he's actually the one who sold us. Well, I'll say that later, I suppose. I don't want to ruin any surprises. Well, that's very interesting. Well, you know, he did say that, I asked him why he was here, and he said that he had some family business to take care of, and it seemed like a sore spot for him, so I didn't want to push it, but that makes a lot of sense now. Well, Eurydice, if you ever need a place to stay, I hate to refuse someone twice who deserves it, so please, if you are ever in Sandpoint and prefer not to stay at the villa, but prefer to stay in the manor, please just say something, and I offer you this invitation anytime you need. And the next time you see your uncle, please apologize to him. I feel so bad. Do you have perhaps
It's okay.
a city that I could? I want to send something to him. I feel so terrible.
Well, you could probably leave it with me, and I'll see him enough. Or you could send it to Wheat Hill, where that's where I'm from. It's fairly close to Halfcrest. Don't worry. I appreciate the invitation so much. It's so
Wheat
kind of
Hill?
you, and don't feel bad.
Really, Wheat
Yes.
Hill? That is where almost all of our grain is imported from. Well, it's such a small world, I suppose.
But yeah, it's such a small world.
There was... Oh, what happened there? I can't remember. I remember there were different bards who would come into the keep and perform and tell stories and give us news from all around. And no matter, I can't remember. It was nothing. As much as I love the grain there, nothing really exciting happens in Wheat Hill. It's very quaint, very nice town.
Not really.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. And, well, I hate to leave out the rest of you. So, please, talk amongst yourselves. I've been talking too much already. I barely touched my potash at all. And she goes back to eating a little bit and drinking the wine, taking a few sips every once in a while.
Grok, with his mouth full of fucking bread, just goes, honestly, is that more of focaccia? It's so not. Is is that what it's called? Focaccia?
It's a little harder for me to pronounce. I believe it's
Oh, you see, I speak the King's. It's pronounced focaccia.
Fukunya.
Aye.
As someone as well traveled as you, I'm half inclined to believe you.
Oh, Grok has a wonderful way with words.
Grok has like got such a shit-eating smug grin right now.
Well, so what was it again, Grok?
Vakangama.
Fukungama. That's very interesting. And where did you learn that?
Not looking at a map quickly at all.
Joe's just dying in the other room.
It was near. Well, it was just random off the Gemstone Archipelago. I was picking up. It was actually shit. What was it? It was a shipment of. It was like beans and legumes.
Oh.
You know, you'd think going to somewhere like the Gemstone Archipelago, you'd be picking up gems, but no, they had a load of beans.
Oh. Well, yes. I've not heard much of the Gemstone Archipelago, but so you heard from a bean and legume seller that it's pronounced Fukungama.
Fakamaga. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, well.
And he's still just
Fukungama.
munching it down like mid-conversation.
Well, please enjoy. So, Nalfian, I know that Fightmaster, just Aldous, to me, he speaks very highly of you, but I'm just curious, what brought you to Sandpoint? It's not very common that we get, men of not just your type, but of your stature and build. Most of the time we just get merchants coming in and around, but someone as seemingly well-trained as you, it's very uncommon.
Oh, well, you see, I've been here for a few months, but traveling has just been something I've always wanted to do, so here I am. Travel, I have a very unique set of skills that I like to utilize to make my way.
Oh, so were you traveling with Grok then? You two went to the same places, or just sort of paths converging here?
No, Grok is a new friend, but he quickly became a very good friend. But we've only just recently met. No, I tend to do much of my traveling alone. Unless I need the company, I'll just pay for it.
Oh, like mercenaries and the sort.
You could say that.
You're being oddly vague right now. Is there something you're leaving out?
Adelphia just laughs. No, I travel, I go here, I go there, and similar to Eurydice here, wherever the wind takes me, right?
Oh, well, yes, far travelers. I suppose I understand that. I'm not very well traveled. I've been to Tarkir a time or two, but one day I'm hoping that Bartold might be able to send me to Thrall. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Forgive me, I've been on the surface for many years now, but this area is still rather new to me.
Oh, yes, no, of course. I didn't mean to presume at all. In fact, the last thing I want to do is assume anything about any of you. As I said, I know very little, but I'm piecing it together now. And then, Izzy, Grok, please talk. She quickly
sorry.
takes a sip of the soup and then takes a larger gulp of the wine. Please go ahead.
It's quite rude of me, actually, considering he's a new friend. But where did you live before here, Nalfian? I mean, I've only been in this town for a few weeks, but where were you before here?
Before here, well then I've Nalfin just kind of clears his throat. Just here and there and all over. And he'll just drink his wine.
All right. Well, okay. So, she takes another sip of wine. Well, this has been a great evening so far. I'm so happy that I got the chance to speak with all of you, at least a little bit. You seem like exciting people, to say the least. Good.
And what may I say? And he kind of looks at Yuri and Twig, and then says, puts on his glasses, and kind of at the below the table pulls out a piece of paper and says, "May I say what a lovely home you have got, and you have done an excellent job of raising Twig, and thank you for the meal."
Oh, well, thank you, Grok. You can be seated. I appreciate the, well, as you seem to be a man of many honors, I appreciate the kindness. Most of the interior decoration is of my choice, so thank you. I appreciate it. And don't get me wrong, as much as I would love credit for raising such a wonderful young lady, Twig hasn't... Well, Twig, it escapes me now, but about how long have you been here for? I mean, the days and months just fade together.
I think it was a little over a year ago.
Yes, almost a year. And, well, I haven't regretted a single second of it. Twig has been, well, and I don't believe it's any secret, but she's been a very large source of joy for myself, and although he doesn't, and while he doesn't say it often. Lord Bartold as well. We both thoroughly enjoy Twig's company. And, well, ever since, well, we no longer have any children to take care of. So, Twig, she's very near and dear to our hearts. And you can see there's a small flash of sadness on her face as she goes back to sipping on the wine a little more slowly. And she kind of put the brakes on. She's definitely slowed down a little bit. So, holy crap, there's some stuff happening. So I'm assuming, Izzy, you're trying to make an insight check on all of this?
Why? Mainly on Yuri. Twig would have caught her up when she did the identification of the orb and such. So yeah, she's just kind of curious about this uncle and kind of where Yuri got her powers type of deal.
Okay. Go ahead and make an insight check, and then Eurydice, are you lying? I think so, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead and make a deception check.
I mean, she'll probably beat me, but
Oh, I mean,
wow.
my
Because you catch her in a lie doesn't mean she has to tell you the truth. Oh, fuck. Just kidding. Doesn't matter
Those
anyway.
numbers.
JK.
JK.
still very close though.
That was.
Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah, as far as you can tell, she's being pretty honest.
Oh, okay.
At this point, kind of seeing how Aunt Beth was kind of reacting, talking about what seems to be like a tender spot for her and Twig. Nalfian will grab his wine glass, and he will also stand, and he'll say, "Well, I think we should have a bit of a toast then. I apologize, my lady. I am a bit elusive, as I prefer to keep a lot of myself to myself. I hope I didn't offend you. But I am honest when I say that I will go out of my way to make sure that Twig here is treated as family, is looked after, and she will be returned home in one piece. And I think I can say for all of us that we thank you for your kindness this evening. As Grok has said, you have a lovely home, and we appreciate you inviting us here before we depart tomorrow." And he'll raise his glass to Twig and to the lady of the house.
Thank you.
I will join in the toast.
Yep.
Thank you. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to bring anything up. Thank you. You may be seated. And she gives a small toast and takes a small sip. She says, "Well, I believe I am ready any moment for that next dish. Well, how are all of you
Twig,
enjoying the?
Oh,
Please.
how about you? You've not said much tonight. How do you feel about traveling with us?
Is that Twig?
Yep.
Oh, well, I mean, it will certainly be an interesting opportunity, especially if it's involving Stowy Ruins. I would be more than interested in, well, seeing what's in them.
Nalfian will just smile and nod at her, and then kind of look to Aunt Beth for approval.
And Beth gives a small smile and small nod, and takes another sip of the wine and spins around the potage a little bit more, not really taking any more bites.
Joe, can you explain to me what the fuck potage is? Because I
Yeah.
don't even know what that is.
So
soup?
it is a
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
thick soup.
Yeah, it's a very, very thick soup, kind of like a porridge, but it has the thin consistency of soup. Or it's a thick soup, but it's not chunky, like porridge would be.
Okay.
It's a very
I looked
fancy
up
like a smooth soup.
potage myself.
So bougie ass soup. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a
Oh,
soup
okay.
that you'd make with like a bechamel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
What?
See, I know that
What's
word.
bechamel?
Bechamel. It's a. We don't need to
It's,
talk about this right
you
now.
make like a roux by like mixing like equal parts flour and butter, and then you thicken it by adding.
Oh,
like,
it's that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like bechamel
Don't
sauce
cook,
for
this is
lasagnas.
Yeah, like you start it with a roux, and then you just add to it. Yeah.
Man, I'm not fancy enough. I just call it a white sauce.
Okay. So
Episode sponsored by Food Network.
this episode sponsored by
Just wait for Grok's cooking show.
Guy Fieri. Okay. So. Aunt B's taking you to, or the chef whose name you don't know yet is taking you guys to Flavor Town.
Like there's nails.
Let's not talk about that. Okay. So, at about that moment, you can see that the doors to the left side that apparently lead to the kitchen come in, and you can see that they are carrying more bowls. There are some trays with nothing on them as they come, and each servant comes by each one of you and says, "Are you finished with the potage? May I take your plate?" So I'm assuming each one of you is like, "Oh, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. And as they carry the plates away, and then they come back in with more plates that are filled with what looks to be some type of pasta. And the chef comes back in and he says, well, I hope you enjoyed the potage and the focaccia, but now we come to our third course in the meal. I have a very special recipe that actually comes from my homeland, same as the focaccia, but this is actually a recipe from my own mother.
Focaccia.
I'm sorry, what?
Eh?
What Grok was trying to say is that he actually heard from a bean trader, or legumes, or was it both?
Beans and legumes.
Oh, it's both. Beans and legumes trader, and her hand's kind of on your hand on the table, Grok, that it's actually pronounced, or an alternate pronunciation is Fukungama, which is...
Aye.
And the chef kind of looks at you, and he cocks his head, and he says, you know, I never took you as a well-traveled man, but there is an alternate version of this dish that does come from the Gemstone Archipelago. The difference, my good sir, is that while this focaccia is typically made with some type of olive oil, that is typically made with some type of bean oil. It's a little bit more greasy, but also a little more crispy. This is supposed to be softer. Typically, in other situations from Thoral, we would serve this with a collection of diced vegetables that you would spread on top, and then maybe sprinkle with some cheese, bake it, and then eat that. But yes, Fokongama, yes, he's from the Gemstone Archipelago, but it's just a little bit different. Typically, they would serve it with some type of thick dip that is typically made from a collection of vegetables, a hummus, perhaps. So, you are not wrong, but sadly, this is focaccia. I am not very well versed on how to make Fokongama, as it's different. But that is very interesting. A good intuition you have there. Anyway, the current dish that I am proud to present is a dish that I follow my own mother's recipe from Thoral, pasta e fagioli. Please, enjoy. And there is a dish set in front of each one of you. That, for those of you that don't know what pasta e fagioli is pretty much a bean pasta. Going with the theme of beans tonight. Anybody want to watch Cars 2? I'm sorry, I'm gonna move on. Okay. That was the worst thing I've ever said on stream. So, set down the pasta, which is a collection of pasta and a very light vinaigrette sauce with some very small roasted beans. And set down in front of each one of you, and you can see Aunt Beth pick up a fork, and it's the smallest one, and you can see her pick out a few of these uniquely colored beans and sort of set them off on the plate next to her where she had set down the original spoon that she used to mix up the potage, and then picks up the medium-sized fork and begins to eat the pasta e fagioli. Yeah, that's pasta fagioli for you. Bean pasta.
Brock's like staring at everyone eating their dish like a kid copying someone's homework in a class, like looking to the side, like being like.
And you can see she's no master of perception, but she does notice. And she just looks at you like trying to like mimic her movement, like you're in a mirror, but just a really bad one. And she says, Grok, the table is laid in a way that's formal. Please use whatever silverware you'd like.
Oh, thank God! And he gets one of the big spoons, just not eating it like that.
Good.
Smell it with the spoon? Hell yeah. Do it.
All
Grok
right.
would use a stork if he could.
Grok is a utilitarian, so that only makes sense.
Yeah.
A spork with a knife on the back. There you go. Okay, so you all begin to eat the pasta e fagioli, and it goes a little bit. It's a little bit more quiet through the third course, as she'll just look up every once in a while and smile, and then go back down to her food and eat a little bit more. And she only eats maybe a quarter of this, and then sort of sets it off towards the side. And unless you all spark conversation during this third phase of the meal, there's not really any talk that happens.
Grok would.
Of course.
Eurydice, you've got a lot of tattoos as well. Did you get them from ports?
Fuck off, Grok.
Nudges Eurydice.
Is she there?
Sorry. My internet died for like a split second. So what was said?
Oh, so the table was silent and Grok decided to like start a conversation again. He said, "You've got a lot of tattoos as well. Did you get them in ports as well? Where are your tattoos from?"
Okay. Right, okay. No, I didn't get them in ports. I actually got them closer to home. Well, they're actually a way to control and channel magic power
You
in a
are?
way that is. Yes.
It's a
I use
tattoo.
them to control magic. Yes.
I got mine after having a fight. No, helping the carriage.
Well, if you see, and she's going to kind of snap her fingers, and just a very, very, very small flame kind of appears at the end of one of her fingers. And as she does that, the tattoo very slightly. It's like, so they just help me to channel it a little bit better and control it a little bit better.
Where'd you get tattoos like that?
A tradition that we don't share too much about.
Oh no, I meant no offense. I mean, it looks cool. I want a tattoo like
It's
that.
okay. Well, it's just something we don't really share too much about, but they are very, very helpful. See you guys in the chat. So
No, that's cool. Is he now? And then he kind of like looks at Twig like and scratches his head, being like, "Is she old enough to have tattoos?" And be like, do you have any tattoos?
One day I'd plan to get. There's a few I have in mind, but I have a bit too many scars that I haven't found the right place yet.
You can get one like mine that says, and he looks at his arm and says, "Duck."
I'm not sure Duck is for me. I'd rather get something a little bit more meaningful. No offense, friends. I'm sure ducks mean lots to you being a sailor and all. But I have some ideas in mind, but haven't found the right time and place. Izzy, what about you?
Well, I don't have any tattoos. I don't really need glowing tattoos as my hair already kind of does that where it's blue. tattoos aren't really my thing.
Well, I mean, I think they're beautiful. He'll like wink at Eurydice. But, Twig, what about you? Got any ink on those arms?
No, I don't think that's for me either.
My lady. Malfield will look at her.
Well, I... Maybe.
Oh, do share? I mean, of course, if... And Malfield just kind of like gives her a kind of like a dirty look. I don't know if Aunt Beth has a tramp stamp, but...
Well, I would prefer you not look at me that way.
Oh,
I don't know
well,
what
I
type of...
apologize. You're a beautiful woman, I mean. I don't know what you're hiding.
Nalfian, I don't know what type of inns you stay in, but I can promise you this building is not one of them.
He'll sip his wine and shut up. I meant no disrespect. I'm just saying a beautiful woman like yourself, you could be holding many secrets. But I think that's my cue to just keep drinking this wine, and I will, alright.
I, perhaps... When I was much younger, much younger, back when my hair was still black and not, she touches her, like, tuft of, like, snow white hair, not, like this. I, and, well, the rest of my family, we didn't live a wonderful, rich life in a keep with, foods from all around the world. We had fish stew and cabbage stew.
Oh, I love fish and cabbage stew.
Sometimes just boiled water with seasoning. I had to do what I could to help provide for my sisters and brothers. And so that involved, in the place where I was from, involved getting on a ship. And when I was on this ship, well, I learned a few things about the world, and I learned a few things about people. And, well, I also received a few presents from those who wish to earn my favor. I'll just say some I was swooned by. And there might be a few mistakes from days gone by. But all of that changed one day when all of that changed when Lord Bartold arrived in that city. And, well, from that point on, it's history. So, yes, to answer your question, I maybe have some, but I think that might be a conversation for another time.
I, again, meant no disrespect. You are a very lovely woman. Was just attempting a compliment. I apologize if it came out a bit wrong. I have sometimes not the cleanest of words. I apologize.
Oh, believe me, Aldous has told me all about it. So, I think that... Well, I think that it is about time for the final course, don't all of you? They're the main course, I should say.
Oh, definitely. And like Rock has like cleaned his plate every single course so far. Like cleaned it.
Alrighty. Oh, there is dessert. This is the main course, not the final one. Yeah.
Vic was scared.
I was like, final course, huh?
Alrighty, so with that, the doors open once more. Servants come out. They take your plates that had the pasta fajoule on it. Take it, they bring it away, and then they bring back in. The smell is what hits the room first. This sweet and savory and salty aroma floats through the air, and as you turn around, you can see that there are 6 very large plates split up between 3 different serving tables. As the servants carry them in, you can see 6 lamb legs served on a plate of roasted potatoes. It is set in front of each one of you. And as the chef enters, he says, well, ladies and gentlemen, I present your main course. This is it is a semi-local delicacy from Tarkir. While they might not know how to do most things correct, this, at least, is something that they have mastered. It is a lamb leg seasoned with garlic, cloves, oregano, mint, paprika, nutmeg, olive oil, and lemon juice. And then combined with that, it is served on a bed of roasted red potatoes grown near Hearthcrest. Once again. So, please dig in, enjoy, and please enjoy.
Rock
He
is gonna
bows.
fucking devour this thing.
So yep, you just pick up the
Like,
shank
all
of
table
lamb,
manners gone at this point.
digging into it. Oh, it's juicy. It is hot, and best of all, it tastes so fucking good. It really is delicious. As you dig into it, ripping apart the meat, and you can see Aunt Beth. She takes one of the knives and kind of looks at Grok and sort of laughs and shakes her head a little bit and picks up a fork and begins to carve away at the leg of lamb and slowly begins to nibble at it.
Twig's just like pulled out, like pushed back on her chair a little bit, just covering her nose.
Okay. Alrighty. Oh. Sir, I think I'm so sorry, Twig. I told them.
Twig, you're not eating.
No, I'm alright.
What's wrong? Is there an issue?
I just can't.
I
Nothing
imagine
wrong
the
with
smell's just like wafting everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like looking to Aunt Beth, confused.
Chef
She's gonna kind
Zoros-
of like just get up and she's gonna leave.
Okay. Chef Zoros, please. No, Twig, please. Chef Zoros, and he comes back out and he sees Twig getting up. Oh, damn it. And he goes and he takes the plate up and he takes it back in, and there are a few servants who come in, and Twig, just as you're getting ready to walk out the door, there are a few more servants that come in, and they begin to do exactly that. They begin casting prestidigitation, turning that very meaty, hearty smell into a much more light, almost natural woodland smell, rivers and trees, evergreen scent, and the such. And the smell returns to normal, and Aunt Beth kind of stops you, and she says, I'm so sorry. I told them not to do that beforehand, but I'm sorry.
She's gonna stand like just like behind her chair for a little bit, but eventually just sit herself back down.
Okay. Aunt Beth sits back down and straightens herself out. Well, who would have guessed that the biggest, excuse my Tarkarian, but the biggest faux pas would have been from me, the host. I apologize for that. Please enjoy. So, Grok, you now
Twig's not
have.
gonna eat anything from it. Just
Yeah.
gonna sit there.
So then Grok has 2 lamb legs. Double fisting. Just.
Malfian swooped it over to him.
All right.
And Izzy sticks lamb in her hat.
I think if they did try and like take it away from Grok after Nalf gave it, he would like literally growl at them.
Your little protective dog.
No, yeah, they don't try and take it away from you. They take it away from Twig, and then so you're able to dig in and eat the rest of the meal, the potatoes, everything, and it is Grok. You are about an ounce of food away from literally exploding by the time the food is eaten. But yeah, Izzy, you stick up this small bit of meat, and you can hear some very, very happy growls and purrs coming from underneath your hat. Very, very happy, because this is some real good meat. So, continue eating until eventually Eurydice, Izzy, Grok, and Beth. Grok has eaten all of it, but Aunt Beth finishes maybe about a quarter of it as well, and just sort of pats her mouth with her napkin. Well, I am stuffed, but there is still one more course. Maybe I overprepared a little bit. Yeah, Grok, do you reach for other people's plates, or?
Probably.
Okay.
So she's right next to you. So do you reach for her plate?
Yeah.
You just kind of slowly like. Did you ask her, or did you just grab it?
No, he would have kind of like awkwardly been like, you gonna finish that?
No, please help yourself.
And then he just fucking devoured it.
Yeah.
Very nice. She kind of exhales. And then a few moments later, after everybody has finished eating, more servants come in. They pick up the, 3 wholly devoured lamb legs. And the other partially devoured ones. The tables are cleared almost entirely. And then your tankards and cups are picked up and taken away from you. And there are these very hearty wood mugs that are brought out. And Chef Jorhos comes back and he says, well, I hope all of you enjoyed the lamb. As I said, it is a specialty of mine and alteration, but this is something that I think that everyone at this table will enjoy quite a bit. So served with a wonderful creation of warmed milk combined with cocoa powder, a combination that many refer to as hot chocolate, served with my own Isle's famous apple jam tarts, served sweetened candied apples wrapped around a puff pastry. Please enjoy the final dish. So coming out are just 2 very, very large plates full of apple jam tarts. They are set down on the table, and then into your large wooden mugs are this culmination of hot, heated milk mixed together with refined chocolate powder. Mixed together, and you are served. You can see Aunt Beth take 2, set them on her clean plate, and she begins to... You can see her start to carve into one with a fork, and then she looks to the rest of you, sets down the knife and fork, and she breaks apart the apple jam tart with her hand and kind of dips it in her hot chocolate, looking at all of you, and just takes a bite. Listen, I apologize, but sometimes old habits die hard. It's just... Please try it.
So funny.
I would never do this around Lord Bartold, mind you, and I am a lady, but I can see that I, looking to Grok, am in company that might be empathetic.
Alfie will do the same thing she's doing and dip it.
Okay. It is... it's Pacha meme, that's for sure.
I'll tell you what, there's something you can do where you get a sausage roll and you dip it in ale. And I'll tell you, it sounds minging, but it gets you pissed and it keeps you warm.
Grok, you have just brought back so many memories from that ship.
Oh?
There were, well, it's rather embarrassing, as I've said about a lot of things, but there were times when we would be sailing in the dead of winter, going from White Harbor to Rogthuncar, and well, during Winter Court and Frostwind, we would... Well, the ship I was sailing on, we would do just that. And I remember the first time anyone ever told me about it. And I thought that it would be so disgusting, but... You know what? Croc, I'll be right back. And you see her get up and throw her napkin on the table, and she goes back, and you can hear some talking, and then you can hear Chef Joro. So, no, I cannot, it will ruin the composition of all of the food. And you can just hear her say, no, I think that it would be best if we do this. And then they talk a little bit more, whispered hushes. She comes back out very prim and proper, and she says, well, I know that you've eaten quite a bit, but perhaps maybe you could entertain one more delicacy of the life of a sailor. She sits there, and then a few moments later, there is some hand-roasted sausage that comes out, and as it comes out, there are tankards, 5 that come out, that are set down next to each one of you, and Aunt Beth leans over, and she says to you, Grok, I was able to get you grog.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Like,
And so,
Grok will, like, slam the tank at the table and say, oh, Schwig, you've got the absolute best aunt in the world. This meal is amazing. And just starts down in the grog.
okay.
Don't forget
Sounds...
to dip your sausage in this grog.
Yes, she has. There's not a tankard of grog brought for you, Twig. But
Fair enough. She's happy with her hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Aw.
For everybody else, you can see Aunt Beth take a few pieces of sausages, dip it in the ale, and begin to just pop them. Oh, Rock.
Oh.
Oh, that is delicious. I cannot thank you enough. Oh, it reminds me of home. Oh.
Nothing will not be dipping his sausage roll into his grog, because that's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's for any of you that try it that are not grok. It is gross. It
But
very
I mean,
much
like,
is
we
gross.
have like beer battered things, so like, I don't know, how gross would it be?
Not fried. It's fucking it's
Yeah, I was gonna
soggy.
say,
No.
it'd be soggy pastry, it'd be minging.
Yeah, the pastry bit, but like, at least flavor wise, would it really be that bad?
Flavor wise, I
I
think
don't
it'd be
wanna
pretty
know.
good.
Yeah,
No,
but
genuinely,
it's-
it'd be pretty good flavor wise.
Here,
but
your mouth
it's
is on
the-
fire.
It's the texture.
Texture,
yeah.
however.
Yeah.
It'll taste like you're eating puke. Or it'll feel like you're consuming vomit. Yeah.
Nice.
It's not doing that.
Yeah. So, Grok and you can see Aunt Beth. She starts to loosen up just a little bit, and not so proper. And she says, "Well, well, I really think that that should be it for me for the evening. Has the whole
Oh,
party been on?
nonsense. You've still got grog left in that. Get it
Oh.
down.
Oh no, I don't think I can. I think if I drink one more thing or eat one more thing, I'm going to absolutely burst, Brock. Oh.
So, my lady, then I guess that just leaves us with the question: do we have your blessing to travel with your sweet niece here?
And you can see her kind of deflate a little bit.
Twig's lightly puppy-eyeing her. Oh.
Oh.
No persuasion check necessary, Twig.
Oh.
Well, I suppose so. But, I would like, as often as you stop in a port, I would like you to send a raven or a letter or something back, as often as you can. I don't care who sends it. but just someone, please. I want to make sure that, well, Twig, I want to make sure you're doing all right and that you're staying safe. And, well, Grok, now you need to stay safe because the next time you're back here and this whole thing is past us, you and I are going to the Gemstone Archipelago and we are getting some of that Fokangama. If it's the last thing I do.
Oh my god.
Oh, sound. Aye. I've not had it in ages, so it'll be nice.
It should be, yes. But please, 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 please. I do not say this lightly. But I've said it before, and I am only saying it again because I mean it. Twig means a great deal to me. And to Lord Bartold. And there are others that just want to see her safe and happy. And if this would make you happy, Twig, then I'm not going to get in the way of that. But I at least want you to be safe, and as long as these four promise to keep you safe and promise to be around you, I think that you would probably be fine. So yes, you have my blessing.
Well, all right then.
Well, as I said, I think it's getting a little warm in here. Twig, I will stop by in the morning. And I have a few things I want to share with you before you leave. But I suppose tomorrow that Captain Scott should be here, so you all will be getting familiarized with him, and then you will be on your way tomorrow night. Oh, that's so soon. Oh my. Well, I need to depart for the evening. Please stay as long as you like. And if there's anything else you want, Chef Shorthos, I'm sure would be able to get it. Whew, I am lightheaded. Please enjoy. Stay as long as you like. I've already said that. Good night, and it was a pleasure getting to know all of you a little bit better. And she'll sort of stand up, and she walks over towards around you, Twig. She kisses you on the top of your head, and she departs out of the right wing of the dining hall, leaving the five of you sitting at the table.
What time is it, Joe?
At this point, it's probably only 10 p.m.
Okay. Well, I think that went fucking fantastic. And Alfin will, like, nudge Twig in the shoulder.
Oh, well, it certainly wasn't as bad as I was anticipating, that's for sure.
I think she likes us. It's a good start.
I guess that's true. That's what we came for, anyways.
Twig, have you left Sandpoint ever before? I imagine you're excited.
Well, I'd certainly like to get away. It's a nice place, but I don't know. It's not exactly for me.
Well, I'm gonna eat the rest of this fucking food and drink the rest of this fucking wine. And Nalfin's gonna, like, look to Grok and, like, give him a big thumbs up. He's very proud.
Yes, Grok, you did surprisingly well. I must say I wasn't expecting you to be the one she would hit it off with.
What's the saying? I exude charm.
Yeah, I told you. He just had to be himself. That's all there was to it.
We are all very, very proud of you.
Thank you. It means a lot that I can, be myself. Granted, and he kind of looked around to make sure someone was there. Granted, Izzy did get rid of me fuck tattoo for now, but I think she liked me, which I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit of a surprise.
Maybe just a little bit. Be proud of yourself, and there is plenty of food here for you to snack on.
Oh yeah, Grok is
Sorry.
already like filling his pockets with whatever like is left. Like if it's bread rolls, he's stuffing his pockets with it.
Yeah, there's still some focaccia still on the table that you can stuff into your pockets, and some sweet apple tarts, apple jam tarts.
Well, I
Yeah.
for one think it's been a long night. I'll see you, most of you, back at the villa.
Just gonna get up and head out. Sling a crossbow back over her shoulder and go.
Oh, well, if she's going, Nalfin's not gonna let her walk by herself. So he will finish and he will escort her back.
And Izzy will also head off,
Okay.
turn in, and get ready for the next day.
Yeah, Yuri will pat Grok on the shoulder, say well done again, and head off with the others to the villa.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. So, you all head back throughout the town, making your way in the evening until eventually, Grok, you head back to the salt shack.
Yeah.
And then the rest of you head to the village, walking one another back, talking and chit-chatting on your way back. Everything went, a lot smoother than you originally anticipated it going. But you get back to the villa. Once again, you head down to rest, knowing that tomorrow evening you'll be leaving Sandpoint behind you and heading out into the open seas. So that is where we're going to go ahead and take our break, and then we will be back in about 5-ish minutes. So please, during the break, go get a snack. Go get something to get a little snack going on with. As I am starving from describing all that food. I'm never doing that ever
Start
again.
making dinner.
Well, I didn't even know what half the food was, so I was kind of just sitting there like, yes.
I'm just so hungry.
Yes.
No idea what
I-
anything.
I don't have time to do
Alright.
that in 5 minutes. Sorry.
Not doing intermittent.
That's
Oh,
valid.
I
fasting
ain't
now.
bougie enough.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. Please, if you're liking... Oh, Wicked Dex, thanks for the follow. I'm sorry I didn't notice that earlier. I feel terrible. But if you're still here, thank you for following. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. So that will be where we'll call it for right now, but we will be back in about 5 minutes. So hang out there and enjoy the break arc. and unmute. Hello, welcome back. We're here. Ooh, man, it's good to have you back. Please, if you got a snack during the break, drop it in the chat. I always love hearing what people are snacking on, because I love snacks. So before we get started, one thing I want to do is I just want to put these reminders in here. That cheese and breadsticks, 8. We have, did I spell it wrong? Art is. Am I doing that right? Man, well, I did it right the first time. I don't understand what the issue is now. But
There you go.
It worked.
Okay, it was just taking a while. All right, it was being a little slow. So right there for all of the art that we have here, so for the ones below me right here is done by Gemma, who plays Twig. I recommend you go follow her Instagram there. Also, the art to my side right here, right across, the Isles of Iverion, which is also the thumbnail art for the campaign on Twitch and YouTube, is done by Lisa, who is right down there as Eurydice. I recommend you go check out her Instagram as well. And then finally, for the campaign art and character art for the Explorers of Afera and the Salamander Coast, that is done by an artist by the name of Andy Romanchik. And he is also very talented. I thoroughly recommend you go check out his Instagram. That art is pretty good. Cupcake. Nice. That's a good snack. Sorry, I forgot that I asked what the snacks were, so I thought I said all that and somebody was like, cupcake. Okay, so that is it for the announcements. I guess. Well, the only other thing that I want to say is I recommend you go check out, just because I'm so happy about it, because I'm so excited for my shirt to get here, the Teespring store for Roll with Advantage, because there's a shirt there that all people who have ever gotten to Magic the Gathering can relate to, or any card game, or played The Witcher 3 and played Gwent more than you played the actual game. So please go check that out. That art was done by Gemma. Amazing stuff. So I think with that, we should roll the intro and we should get started.
Good.
And we are back. Look at that. They're still watching the intro because it probably just started for them.
No, it hasn't even started for me yet. I'm still waiting.
Really, that's really funny. Alrighty, so I think with that we should go ahead and dive right in. So, picking up where we left off, the party had just gotten done with their very, well, high stakes, but seemingly well-resolved dinner with the lady of the keep, Twig's aunt, Lady Bartold, or Aunt Beth. You had conversations with her, and seemingly everything went pretty well. Much better than most of you anticipated them going in the first place. So, after the dinner went well, Lady Bartold, she gave her blessing to Twig to travel with the 4 of you to attempt to take down these cultists and find these artifacts. So, you all head back to your respective areas, the 4 of you, aside from Grok, heading to the villa, and the rest of you, and Grok heading to the Salt Shack, the place where you'd been staying, that way you can keep a good eye on your ship. So, you all sleep, and you wake up the next morning, slowly getting ready, not as bad as before, from the previous night, but now you wake up refreshed and knowing that today is your last day in Sandpoint. As all of you are getting ready, you can hear a knock on the door. So Twig, this would probably be you, since you'd probably be one of the first people up, along with oh, wait a second, Eurydice and Nalfian, they meditate. They right? You guys just have the okay. So yeah, the two of you are up before Twig.
Only 6 hours for me.
Okay, yeah. So, you rest, you wake up, and then as the three of you are awake, already getting ready, you can hear a knock at the door. Twig, are you there? And you can hear Aunt Beth's voice.
Go and open the door.
Okay, so open the door. Oh, there you are. I was wondering if we could talk before we went up to the keep, and you could meet this Heather Scott fellow. He is well, he's quite interesting to say the least. But I just wanted to talk to you beforehand, if that's all right.
I think it's more than alright. I think it's needed.
Good. So, please, let's maybe go out into the forest. I know how much you like being there.
Just gonna nod and start walking out.
Okay. So, I'll go ahead and, just because all of you have met her yet, you haven't seen the character art aside from the token, so I'll go ahead and show that with everybody. The only difference is her clothes are a little bit more well kept than that a little bit patchy and torn up, but hers is very nice. So, you and her, Twig, the two of you walk around the back of the villa until eventually you are surrounded almost exclusively by trees. There's a small stump that she sits on, and she looks at you for a moment and says, Twig, there are a few things I want to tell you before you leave today, and I figured it would be best to tell you in private, and not around your new companions.
It's like staring at her this whole time.
I never wanted to tell you because I never wanted you to worry, or I never wanted you to try and be something you weren't. Or, I don't know. All those months ago, when I came and I got you, I knew that you hadn't been told very much of me. Very much at all. All you knew is that you were leaving. At least that's as much as I knew. And I knew how uncomfortable you would be and how... well, you were probably going to feel a lot like how I felt when I first came here. And I know what made me uncomfortable, and I know what I didn't like, so I tried to do everything I could to make sure you didn't feel anything that I felt. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. And the biggest mistake I've made is having not been honest with you sooner. Twig, there's a reason why I care so deeply about you, and I just want you to stay healthy and happy and safe. Many years ago, back when Lord Barthold and I were much younger, we had many sons. All of them a spitting image of their father, strong as a bull. Some of the best sailors that have ever been seen on Sandpoint. But your father, or Lord Barthold, thinks it's some curse and something. But each one of them, on their 18th birthday, they would go out sailing. as is a rite of passage with House Bartold. And they'd never come back. Never. It got so bad that with our last son, we begged him not to go. Begged him not to leave. But he refused to be a coward. He said he would find his brothers, and he would find his family, and he would bring them back to us. It's been 12 years. And he hasn't come back. No letter, no message, no nothing. No sight of his ship anywhere. Gone. A puff of smoke. I never told you. I never wanted you to feel like. I never wanted you to feel like you had to be something you weren't. I never wanted you to feel like you had to be my child, or that I had to take care of you, or anything like that. I just wanted you to come here and feel like you could be safe and happy. I don't know why I waited so long. I don't know why I didn't tell you. I was just afraid that... I don't know what I was afraid of. I was just afraid.
Well, I guess there is... Well, there is the fact that if it's a curse on, well, the House of Bartle, then that... Well, I'm not going to be affected. So it's not like you need to worry about me, but at least not with that.
Oh, no, not with that. I pray to all the gods, old and new, that is not something you ever have to worry about. Because I don't think I could take another heartbreak like that, Twig. I love you like you were one of my own, Twig. I do. I do. And if something were to happen to you, I don't know what I'd do. If I stopped getting letters, if they found your ship run up somewhere, no sight of you anywhere, I would just give up. And I'm not telling you this now because I want you to stay, or I'm trying to guilt you into staying. I want you to know that I care about you, and I love you as if you were my own daughter. And I want you to do this. If this is what you want, do it. But just know that whenever you want to come back, I will be here waiting for you.
Just gonna go hug her.
She hugs back.
You know I don't like making promises like this, but I don't intend to get into anything that I won't get out of.
Good. Good. You already have most of the things you need for this journey. And anything that I think is necessary is already aboard his ship, but there was one thing I wanted to give to you. That is, well, Well, I quite have no idea what it means, but I don't know. I found it, and it reminded me of you. I don't speak the language, but I just hope it doesn't mean something terrible. And she takes out from her belt a small folded up piece of parchment and hands it to you. And as you unfold it and look at it, it's a Dawi symbol. It is this Dawi symbol. As you look at it, you know what it means. And through some chance or serendipity, it's the Dawi symbol for companionship and love. Like I said, I have no idea what it means, but I'm sure it probably means to be eaten by dragons and boiled alive.
No, it's better than that. It's companionship and love. Where'd you find it?
I was going through some old books in Lord Bartold's library, and, well, there was a book that wasn't even about the Dawi, but it was written in the back of it. I don't know why. The book seemed to be older than I am. But it looked familiar, so I thought it might be something that you'd like.
Well, what was the book on? Did you read it?
No, I didn't read it, but it was a book about it was it was about the War of the Breach, something that happened in Tarkir many years ago. A conflict between the nation to their southeast of Macavia and Tarkir, and I only read the first few pages. History isn't exactly my strong suit. If you'd like, I could have that book placed in your cabin on the ship.
Please, I think there's, well, obviously a reason why I was in there. People don't just stumble upon things like that for no reason.
Yes, of course. I'd be more than happy to, Twig. Well, I suppose we should probably get you back to your friends before they start to worry about you.
Right.
Right.
Thank you for telling me, though. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No, do not apologize. You've done nothing wrong, Twig. Nothing at all. Yes, well, I think it's about time you met this, Captain Scott. Well, I'm sure that your uncle is ready for him to be out of his hair any moment now. And
That doesn't give me any confidence.
oh, I'm sure that most of your companions will enjoy him a great deal. He's very flamboyant and interesting.
That gives me less confidence.
Oh yes, you will probably be very uncomfortable, my dear, but there are others. His first
Oh,
mate, she seems much more tame. They balance each other out.
all right.
And she kind of begins to walk and then stops. Kind of gets down on one knee so she's eye level with you. And she leans in and she whispers something to you,
Ooh.
which I gotta type out real quick. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, that was me being stupid.
The anticipation.
Okay. All right, hope that works. Yeah, all right.
I don't know if I should whisper back.
Uh,
Just gonna. She's just gonna like kind of stare at her, kind of like that annoyed but can't be mad kind of look.
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you're talking about. So, she then kind of stands up, puts her hand on your shoulder, and then the two of you begin to walk back to the villa. So, getting there, everybody now packing up all of their belongings. You can see as you're gathering near the door, the rest of the party, you can see Aunt Beth and Twig approaching, coming out of the forest. And with that, the five of you are back together with Aunt Beth. So I have to ask, is there anything else that the five of you want to do before you head to the manor?
I want to ask Aunt Beth something away from the group.
Okay.
It's a bit sus.
Easy enough. So you, as they get back with Twig, she sort of waves all of you down. Well, it seems as though we are eager to leave. Grog, I understand for you. I'm sure you're very excited to get back on the open seas.
Oh, why? I've actually. Do you know anyone that could have a look after my boat while I'm away with this other one?
Of course. I'm sure that. Well, if I can have it brought around to the manor, I mean, I could maybe look after it for you.
Oh, I'll bring it round, and he just legs it.
Okay, all right.
Like he's gonna do it right now.
Yeah, so you head off, and she goes, "Oh, he meant right now." Okay, oh, all right. So you head off, and easy enough, Graki, you're able to, over the course of about a half an hour, able to make it and bring it around. There's a very small port on the back end that's gated in, but you're able to get in, as they're familiar with you at least a little bit, and able to dock it up. And with the confidence that apparently Aunt Beth is going to be keeping an eye on your ship. Okay. So, as she stands there, she says, well, I'm sure that Captain Scott is ready to meet all of you if you're ready to go.
Yes. Would you mind if I just had a quick word with you as well? Nothing bad, I just wanted to talk about something.
Oh, of course, please. The rest of you can get headed to the keep, and Eurydice and I will catch up with you in a little bit.
Nalfian will nod his head and kind of gather his things and head down.
Okay. Alrighty. Sounds
Daisy
good.
will give her a side glance, as if just looking at her weird, and then we'll also gather her stuff up and head down.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good indeed. So, Eurydice, you're now standing there outside of the
Villa.
villa. Ooh, yeah, that was rough. You ever lose a word and it's just gone forever?
Oh.
Standing outside of the villa, and she sort of crosses her arms and says, "So, what did you want to talk about, dear?"
Oh, well, first I wanted to thank you for how kind you've been to all of us, and show you that we will take the best care of Twig. So I just wanted to ask what my uncle was talking to you about, and I think you mentioned him giving you something, or...
Oh, yes, he, I forgot to say it last night. I got a little caught up in the, well, in the everything. But he was the one who, sold us the apples from Hearthcrest for the apple jam tarts.
Oh,
Yes.
that makes sense now. My bad.
Oh, no, you're completely fine. I understand that, when you tend to, when you have aunts and uncles, sometimes the relationship is different, especially depending on the family. Twig's parents, they never talked to... My sister, she never talked to me very much after I left, but... So I understand, relationships with families can be hazy sometimes, so do not worry yourself. I'm sure that it was one of those things where he just skipped his mind to mention. A businessman not wanting to bring family matters into it at all. I understand and respect that.
Yes, no, he was very much coming to see me to check that I was all right and everything was going fine. I reckon he probably didn't want to bring business into it too much.
Of course. Yes, he said something strange about, he would need to buy some lighter clothes. He was going somewhere very hot. I think he wasn't specific. I think he was talking about Cartasia or, I'm not exactly sure.
Yes, he does tend to travel around a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was heading somewhere a little bit warmer like Cartasia.
Ah, yes. Well, it's very nice that you have such a well-traveled uncle.
Yes. Thank you so much. I was just curious.
Of course. Well, I suppose we shouldn't keep them waiting any longer, unless you had anything else you wanted to ask.
No, I feel like I'm fine. Thank you.
Good. Well, let's get on with it. Alrighty. So, the two of you... Yeah, two of you head towards the manor. So the three of you are going to get there, or the four of you are going to get there first before Eurydice. So you make your way to the keep, and you are let in, and even before you get through the door, you can hear the voice of a man, very loud, very boisterous, and he says, it's muffled through the doorway. It's like, "Well, you know, I think that it would be best if we can get moving before the sun sets. We have a lot of ground to cover, but this is true after all." On the edge of every, or on the end of every word, it's followed by a smile that you can just hear. And there's a couple of other voices that you can't hear throughout the door. And as soon as the door opens into the dining hall, let's get you guys off there. Bop, 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 bop. You can see two people standing there talking to Lord Barthold. So, you can see... let me go ahead and see Lord Hinwick there. Share. See him, as normal. Sitting as he does. Definitely hand on his face, just kind of rubbing his temple. And then you see two more people. You see a man in very dashing livery with a large ornate rapier hanging off his side, and you can see that he's a very tall, handsome human. this sort of long black hair with like strands of silver going throughout it. He has one right arm in its entirety, but his left arm from the elbow up is just, it seems to be just made of a very, very fine wood with a lot of scrolling on it. However, where you would anticipate to see some type of hook hand, it just seems to be flat, like just nothing. And this is Captain Heather Scott. So that is him. Captain Heather. And then standing next to him, sitting in a chair, her feet up on the on a table, slowly sipping away at some red wine. She sets it down and looks to all of you as you walk in. You can see Captain Heather Scott. He turns and he says, "Well, these must be, well, you said there was 5, right? This is only 4. I'm sure the other one will be here soon, but this must be the group that we are transporting. Huh. Welcome. My name is Captain Heather Scott. It's great to meet you." And he gives you a very, very fanciful bow, arm extended out, his left arm over his chest onto his heart, and bowing about 90 degrees and then coming back up. Please, come on in. It's a pleasure to finally meet all of you, and this lovely woman right here is my first mate, Sira Rune. Sira, say hi. And she, with her feet on the table, just kind of like moves her feet off to the side a little bit so she can get a look at everybody. And she just looks up, and wine in her hand, just kind of, hi, toasts towards all of you and takes another sip. So this is first mate, Sira Rune. So, you can see the 3 of them, very different energies. Heather Scott, very loud, very bombastic, but Henwick and Sira are about matched in energy, where they're both kind of just sort of sitting there. And he says, "Well, so you must all be the cargo, the packages, or the people we're transporting, right?"
Aye, people.
Nalthian Badir. Pleasure all around. And yes, people. We will be traveling together. I prefer that rather than cargo.
Yes, of course. Well, if it means anything, all of you look like very, very, very valuable cargo. And I can promise you, when you're aboard my ship, I will do everything that is humanly possible for me to do to make sure you stay safe, sound, and as squeaky clean as you look right now. Now you, my good man, the one who is not so clean, you, my friend, look like a sailor. Is that true? Looking towards you, Grok.
What gave it away? The anchor or all the tattoos?
Well, while those made it pretty obvious, what it was the way you're looking at me right now. See, most sailors, they tend to look at my flamboyant clothing and livery and think that, well, some of my favorite ones have called me soft lad. They think I'm one of those. But I can guarantee you, my good friend, that is the exact opposite. You see, some people anticipate that, well, you know what? I wouldn't want to ruin a surprise, now would I? I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but believe me, my friend, I have got plenty of surprises hidden up my sleeve. Well,
as long as you got grog on the ship, I'm not arsed, mate.
Oh, my good man, I have got grog, I've got rum, I've got wine, I've got gin, I've got bourbon, I've got anything you could possibly want. I think that you're going to be making pretty good friends with a good friend of mine. Lomley Plum, quartermaster? Probably the first person you want to see when you get on board. Get you all squared away. Well.
Captain, friend.
Please.
I will be honest with you.
Captain Heather.
Captain Heather, correct.
Yes.
You see...
Or if you prefer, Captain Heather Scott. Or Captain Scott. Or just Captain is fine.
Uh-huh. You see, I'm gonna be honest with you. Where I'm from, we don't have a lot of oceans. So, this will be my... I've not to say that I haven't been on a boat before. I've I have, but not for long periods of time.
Yes, don't quite exactly have your sea legs yet. That's fine, don't worry about it. We have a charming individual on board. Their name is Lotus. They serve as a healer anytime anybody's suffering from any injuries from, chain shot, cannon fire, gun blast, cuts, slashes, or the general
My
seasickness.
friends, you see, combat's not what worried me. I'm quite skilled in that department, but it's the
Brock will give
sea.
him like a really hard pound on the back and say, don't worry about it, Nelfian, I'm right there. And plus, we've got as much grog as we need to get through the journey. Don't you worry.
Oh, hey, it looks like Grok's got me, so just never fucking mind.
Well, if the alcohol's not good enough, I do recommend you go see Lotus. They'd be more than happy to help you out if you do happen to get a little sick, and there's no shame in that. I remember when I was a young boy and first stepped foot on a ship, I sailed for about 5 minutes and threw up 4 times directly overboard. It's all right. No shame in that.
Well, thanks.
Welcome. Alrighty. So. I think that this is going to be quite the adventure. And at about that point, Aunt Beth and Eurydice enter in through the door. And Eurydice, you just caught that part of it. And Captain Heather Scott, he says, "Why, hello there. And what is your name,
sorry,
my dear?"
My name is Eurydice. Sorry, I was just having a bit of a talk with Aunt Beth. Who might you be?
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Eurydice. My name is Captain Heather Scott. I will be the captain of the ship that you'll be sailing on. The Southern Star, as it's called. He comes over towards you, and he grabs your hand, and gives you a small kiss. Well, pleasure's mine.
Thank you very much for taking us aboard your ship.
Oh, believe me, it is no matter. Anytime I see somebody trying to do right in this world, I'm always the first person there to try and help. And then the woman in the corner who you hadn't noticed yet, who's just kind of been looking at the two of you, she says, "Yeah, and a fuck ton of gold." The gold is an added incentive, of course.
Wait, how much gold?
Well, see, that's a private detail between me and my business partner here, but as I understand it, he has some finalizing of a contract with all of you to do as well. So we're going to stock up, but then probably by a little bit before sundown, we should be ready to go. So I suppose I will leave you to it, and, well, I look forward to sailing with all of you. Oh, man. Well, Sierra, you good? I think we've reached quite an agreement, Lord Bartold, correct? He says, "Yes, we have. Quite the agreement indeed." Very good. Very good. All right. Sarah? New passengers? I cannot wait to see you later. All right.
Pleasure's all mine.
Yes, it is. Alrighty. See you later. And he walks out, and Sierra Rune, Nelfian, he is pretty smooth. He is.
Not shit compared to Nalvian, but alright.
Gonna have a smooth off.
Man. Alrighty. So, he and Sierra Rune, the two of them, head out. She just kind of stomps behind him, and he walks out, light on his feet, not really making any noise. So eventually the two of them leave, and Bartold looks up at the 5 of you and says, "Good. Good. So,
My lord, he raised some interesting points. As I'm understanding the situation here, we are the ones doing the majority of the work here. Going to these ruins, putting an end to these cultists, what have you. And they are just the transportation. we're not getting the raw end of the deal here. We are still making quite a bit of gold from this, correct?
Well, yes, of course you. Please do not let greed cloud your eyes. Remember, there's a ship and a crew of 15 people that needs to be paid. So
No. I don't. I mean no disrespect. I just. Captain Heather Scott seems quite the expensive crew, is all. But
Oh, he is. He is indeed. But all of you are also an expensive group of exterminators. I've come to put it. So, here is the deal. After talking with a few of the other lords, saying that I've run into some issues with pirates, I hired out a group of privateers and some specific land soldiers, shock troops is what I decided to go with, who need to be paid for taking out these cells of pirate captains and finding these parts of a puzzle that is keeping the item to something. I had a bard make it up for me. Anyway, they approved it. And so I was able to procure funds from House Gunner. And, well, we can get started. So, for every cultist leader you kill, so Zira and that other woman, can be a payment of 500 gold apiece. So that means, for the 2 that you already did, this contract works retroactively. So, there is 1,000 gold waiting for you on the cabin in your ship.
well, I think we can. This is going to be a great working relationship.
That's not it. We know that they're looking for those artifacts as well. So for every artifact you recover, and it is returned safely to the College of Hearthcrest, as that is the largest magical vault in the material plane. I can be sure that it's kept there with some safety. For every artifact that is returned there, there's a payment of 1,500 gold.
Nalfian's eyes just light up.
If you return the artifact to Hearthcrest yourself, there's an extra 1,000 gold payment. Do I have your attention now, or has,
Oh no, I'm all ears.
No, you're getting paid so much because I have a funny feeling this isn't going to be easy.
Well, I didn't sign up because it was going to be easy.
I have a question. As the magical identifier of this group, what if we choose to use these artifacts?
Well, I'm assuming that the artifacts that you carry with you, whenever you find them, they are wanted and sought after, these cultists, for a particular reason. So the more you have on you, I'm sure the more danger you'll be in. So it just depends. Is it worth it? I mean, I have a
The
funny
treasure in
feeling.
gold, aye.
But these items, they want them for a reason. I don't know why, I don't know for what purpose aside from pushing forth their agenda, getting what they want, but I have a funny feeling they have a way of finding these artifacts. And if you're in possession of any of them, it only makes it easier for them to find you. Which is the reason why I hired Captain Heather Scott. As much as I don't like the man for his morally gray line between being a privateer and a pirate, he is one of the best on this side of Astitia's ocean. So that's why I hired him and his crew. They know what they're doing, and they, above anybody else aside from some more unsavory types, a Captain Darrow and a Captain Colliard, they'll be able to keep you safe. Safe as you can be. So, I know he might seem like a pompous, belligerent, bombastic fool, but he at least knows his way around a ship and a blade. So, that's the deal.
No, he and first mate Sierra Rune, they left.
Okay, just because, yeah.
Quit talking.
Staring into him while he's standing there.
Well, sorry you feel that way. So he sort of rubs his temple again, and
So that's what the deal is. I would say take it or leave it, but you really don't have a choice. It's either you do this, and we stand some chance about what may or may not ever come, or you don't, and we leave it up to fate.
Well, you've got a deal. And I'll try not to kill your captain on the way. That or Grok, but
Well, as much as I understand your feelings, just be careful. That crew is... They don't work for him because of the money. They work for him because they believe in him.
great.
I don't really know why, but they do. Well,
Yeah, I don't particularly know either.
Well, my lord, we all appreciate everything you've done, and you've set this up for us, and I am sure with that payment in the horizon, we are not to fail. So if there's anything else, if not, we should prepare ourselves to leave.
all right. They'll be able to, that quartermaster that he mentioned, Lomley Plum. Find him on the ship, and he should be able to point you to your rooms in the meantime. I will say that him and his crew, well, at least him and Sierra Rune, they do know what your purpose is. I don't know about the rest of the crew, but they do at least. So, do with that what you will. He did seem excited to be a part of this, at least. He didn't seem all obsessed with the money, although that was part of it. All right, well, if there's nothing else, I suppose you should get ready to depart.
Nalfian will bow his head and kind of like pat Grok on the shoulder, kind of sensing a similar tension and kind of...
Well, the moment he said he's not asked about money, Grok would have literally been like, fuck this!
Yeah, Nalfian's like trying to like use that gentle, friendly pat to pull him out of the room.
All right. Well, I wish all of you the best of luck, and I look forward to seeing any missives or notes or letters or anything from you all. If it means that you are succeeding in your tasks.
you see him kind of look back down, pick up a small tankard, sort of swirl around the contents and set it back down.
Unless you have any questions for me, you are free to go.
Nalfian's like already halfway out the door. He just kind of like nods.
Alrighty.
Grok could be walking behind him, just muttering, being like, what, a fucking pirate that asked about fucking gold? Do you think that's weird?
Really fucking weird. Nalfian's just kind of like looking straight forward and just kind of walking out.
That seems unusual to me based on what I've read also.
Yeah, I
People
say
have
we
to be
keep an eye on
careful.
him. Well, let's go meet this crew.
Before getting on the ship, Trig's just gonna try and like find out Beth again.
Okay. Yeah, easy
Like, she's
enough.
still
As
around.
yeah, as the rest of them leave, you saw her go in through the right wing to where most of the lounging and bedrooms are. So you're able to follow her through there, and she's currently just sitting reading a small book in the main lounge.
It's gonna get her attention.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
yes.
oh, well, you gave me something, and I thought it'd be, well, good to give something in return.
She's gonna like go into like a little pouch and pull out one of the little like carved Dowie figures. And she's just gonna kind of hold it out. It's gonna be, I don't know, let's say the one with like the 4 braids, like the 2 swords. Yeah. She's just gonna hold it out and just say,
I found these in the ruins, and I thought it'd be a good idea for you to have one. I mean, they've survived hundreds of years. There has to be something lucky about them.
She holds it, and she traces her fingers over the swords and the braids on the beard, and says, "Twig, I thank you. Thank you so much. You're too sweet, you know that? I know you don't like to, but when you are, it is honestly. You're giving me a toothache right now."
"Blushes."
I will miss you, you know.
I'll miss you too.
Give her a little hug.
Okay, she'll give you another little
Eventually
hug.
make my way out.
Okay, all right. So as you're making your way out, Lord Henwick is still sitting there, and he says,
Try and like scoot a little faster as soon as I see you still
Twig,
there.
Twig, please, could you sit with me for just a moment?"
Oh, well, I think we need to head out soon. I don't know if it's a good idea.
I promise it won't take long.
It's kind of like awkwardly like shift her weight, like not sure if she's like should go or not, but then just turns around, just faces him.
I was in the, you have the way that
If you didn't have anything to say, I can just leave.
no, I do. I just you are a very nice girl, Twig, and I wish you safe travels on your journey.
Right. Well, I'll be off.
Yes, probably for the best. Don't want to keep them waiting any longer.
She's already heading out.
Never mind. Go on. Go.
And you exit, and you can just hear him grumbling behind the door. So, you leave, and you begin to make your way back towards the ship. You're able to catch up with everybody, and you eventually get to the dock, and there is only one ship that could be belonging to Captain Heather Scott and his crew. Alrighty. I will go ahead and show you what it looks like right now. The Southern Star. So you can see that it's not a massive ship. You know, it's no galleon. It's probably closer to
Did you
like a
show it
frigate.
to us?
Yeah. Oh, I was getting there.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So I'll move you to the dock here. Henwick. All right. So you can see, generally like this. It is a two-mast ship, and instead of those tentacles right there that are on there, it's just looks to be like a collection of stars decorating the mast. That would have been the best. That would have been the best way to do that. But it's just a collection of stars, and almost like if you look at them from different angles, they almost look like constellations that connect, and you can almost see pictures in each one of the collections and clusters of stars at the front of the mast, or at the bow of the ship. And you can see that there are a collection of people running back and forth, loading up things. You can see a couple of dwarves, a gnome, a couple of humans, even younger, older. There's even one dragonborn individual who are currently loading things from on the dock to on the ship. There's even a tabaxi, which some of you have only read about but never seen, and a couple of half-orcs. But they are loading things on, taking things off, and getting everything ready to go. So, as you are beginning to make your way towards the ship, you were told to find a Lamley plum. So, like I said, loading onto the ship, you can see a gnome, a couple of dwarves, several humans, a dragonborn, a couple of half-orcs, a tabaxi. Who do you want to talk to first?
I think Nalfian would honestly let Grok lead the way because this is his territory. I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but
Yeah, Grok, go find the quartermaster.
Yeah, he would be. He'd be like walking up the gangplank, like still carrying his chest in his arms.
Okay. Easy enough. Grok, as you walk up, you can see that there is one like a grizzled old gnome man who currently has like scars all over his face, that's long wispy white hair and beard, who's just he's not shouting out orders constantly, but he barks an order every 30 seconds. Just yes, no, yes, just back and forth, just shouting, and it's not like a constant stream. It's just every once in a while. And you can see that he's got a small leather-bound journal in his hands, and he's currently ticking things off as people are loading stuff on to the ship. And you have a pretty good idea that might be your quartermaster.
Yeah, Grok could walk up to him and say, "You alright, mate? You the quartermaster on this?"
The gnomish man kind of looks up towards you. Aye?
Right, nice one. Most importantly, before we even go to our courses, where's the grog?
Grog's below deck.
Right, and speaking of which, is it one room, or do we have individual quarters? 'Cause I don't know how big this. You said it's not like a galleon, but
No, yeah, so for the 5 of you, there's 2 rooms. There's three beds for the 3 girls, and 2 beds in one room for the 2 guys. Or split it up however you want. Doesn't affect me much.
nah, I'm not asked. Just point me in the way.
And he kind of looks around. He says, "Stetson, get your ass over here!" And you can see this human man, young, maybe in his 20s or 30s. He drops whatever he was holding, this barrel, sets it down. And he says, "Yes, quartermaster, sir, what would you like me to do?" And smiling, this long, wispy hair. Definitely somebody who looks like he's playing a sailor, as opposed to actually being one. So this is Stratson right here.
Lamla, what would you like me to do? Oh, these are passengers. These are our envoys here. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Stratson Hilbury. It's a great honor to meet you. Welcome aboard the Southern Star.
Grok, still holding the chest, not even like dropping it, kind of looks back at him and looks back at the quartermaster and say, "Yeah. Anyway."
Quartermaster kind of cocks his head at you.
Meet me below deck in a half an hour. I want to talk to you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, no worries. Oh, and Grok will kind of like cringe at like anyone doing anything wrong on this fucking shit. Like he's not gonna be pleased if like people like this Stratson are gonna drive him fucking insane.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, as you're getting on, there's not really, like I said, there are 16 crew members, and nobody's really doing anything wrong. Right now they're just loading things, but even getting the sails hoisted and packing anything on board, I mean, it's a fairly well-oiled machine. The only person who's kind of a little klutzy is Stratson, as he's very confident. Like, here, I'll show you to your rooms. Don't you worry about it. So go ahead and follow me. Walks across the gangplank, getting on board the ship, and then steps below deck. And as he's stepping, he accidentally bonks his head onto the ceiling. He says, sometimes I like to do that on purpose. They say that you can get a good feel for the wood only with your forehead. So anyway, your room should be right over here. These two very far back ones right here. This one, there's the 3 beds in there, and then there are the 2 beds.
Mid-sentence, like Rock is going to come off and just say, "You've been a sailor long."
Well, I've been sailing these seas for about 6 months, and I have to say I'm doing pretty well.
Baby.
Aww.
What about you? You seem like a sailor type. How long have you been sailing for?
About 30 years, give or take.
30 years? Oh. Listen, do you have any pointers for me? I'm really hoping to maybe be a captain one day, and I just want to... I feel like I'm ready now, but I just feel like I'm missing some things.
Friend, if I were you, I'd go the fuck away.
Okay.
But here's something for your trouble. Nelfian will give him, 5 gold pieces. You're doing great. But, Grok here, you see, he's a seasoned veteran.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Thanks for the gold. Thanks. Kind of tucks it away. Enjoy your rooms. Turns away and walks away.
Do you have to be so mean to him?
Mean? I gave him 5 gold pieces. I think I was pretty nice.
Gold was nice. The way you spoke to him wasn't.
Maybe I was being a bit harsh. I mean, Nelfian was just sensing my vibe. I'm not a fan of these sailors, but he's just a kid. I'll talk to him later. I'm guessing he looked young as well.
Yeah. He maybe looks,
In my defense, I wasn't that fucking mean. Jesus Christ.
He's all starry-eyed, absolute dick.
Yeah, no,
I mean, even if Nelfian wasn't being mean, I feel like Grok would have woke up to how much of a dick Grok was being when Nelfian said that. And even
Hey man, I'm just trying to back him up. I gotta be.
No, I know, and that's what made Grok be like, I'm being kind of a dick.
God.
No, it wasn't that bad. It's okay. It's okay.
Nah, we took the wind out of his sails for sure.
Hey, nice. Yeah, I'm ready for all the sea travel puns now. It's okay.
Yeah, don't be so salty.
Yeah.
We're gonna really weigh him down.
Okay, all right, we're
Okay,
done.
All right, damn it, no,
Skip the room.
sorry.
Done
Skip the room.
talking to.
It's just gonna drive him overboard.
Done.
No!
All right.
You ought
Alright.
to be glad that they're gonna solve
After Grok says that, Nalfian will just give him a nod as though he understands. Nalfian also will back up and back off. Eurydice will give you a look of apology.
Right.
Oh, to Stratson? He already left.
No, he was apologizing on behalf of that to Eurydice.
Oh, okay,
Because
gotcha.
he was giving him a rough time about it.
Okay. So as the 5 of you are sort of sitting down there is somebody who makes their way down, and you can see this very elegant, and very androgynous human begin to make their way down the stairs, wearing very muted reds and blues, longer hair, maybe about down past their shoulders, with half of the right side shaved completely. And you can see that as soon as they enter below deck, there is just a very pleasant smell that begins to surround it, almost as if she's like radiating it. And she heads down and she begins to walk towards the 5 of you, and they begin to smile. And they say, "Hello there. My name is Lotus. It's a pleasure to meet all of you." And she stretches out a hand.
Nalfian will be taking that hand. And he'll just say, "Nalfian, Bainir, I have heard great things about you."
Oh, you have? That's good. Who did you hear them from? I'm assuming it must have been, Captain Scott?
Oh, well, no. Well, yes, we did have the great pleasure of meeting Captain Scott. He said if anyone was sick or injured, they could come and see you. That you are the best on the ship.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate that he speaks so highly of me, but, well, Captain Scott tends to focus on the surface damage. Cuts and bruises, shrapnel, all of that, but I get the feeling that something's bothering you. The mind and soul is just as important as the body. So, I feel something might ail you there.
I was just explaining to your dear captain that you see where I'm from, ocean travel isn't the norm. So this is my first time going on such a long voyage. Just a little worried about how I would adjust, is all.
Don't worry, I'll make sure to mix up something very special for you that should help you get your sea legs a little faster. I'm sure that your friend here, looking towards Grok, I'm sure that, well, he might have suggested one thing already, but I think if it does bother you that much, my remedy combined with what he wants to give you should do quite the trick.
Oh, well, if you're offering me, sweetheart, I'm always accepting.
Well, I'm flattered that you would allow me to do my job. Thank you.
He'll throw her a nice little wink.
He'll take it and smile.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else that anyone else would like to let me know of? Any sicknesses or ailments that I should be aware of?
Just in desperate need of grog at this point.
Yes. Oh, I did see Lamley heading down there just a few moments ago as I was coming down. I'm sure that if you wanted to go get something, now might be the time.
Right. Grockle, he's not really asked which room he ends up in. He's just gonna, walk into a room, drop his chest at the foot of the bed, and go and find the quartermaster.
Okay. We'll say you throw it in the the room with 2 beds. You set it down. And everyone kind of looks at the chest that's clunked down onto the ground.
Yeah, it's heavy as fuck.
Yeah. Well, enjoy your drinks. And if there's anything any of the rest of you need, mine and Auntie Scar's room is right next to, well, where that chest just went in. So if there's anything you need, just find me, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Can do. Pleasure.
Of course. And they smile, and you can see them enter into their room, leaving the door open, and they begin to crush together different herbal remedies and creating a small liquid, very thick liquid, over the course of an hour or so. So, Grok, you head away looking for Lamley, right?
Yeah. And he also, I think, he said he would see me, he wanted to speak to me anyway, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, in the room with 3 beds, there is a chest in there, small strong box with 1,000 gold in it. And also in the room with 2 beds is the history of the War of the Breach that Aunt Beth talked about. Okay, so with that, Grok, you head back towards the front of the ship, and there's another set of stairs that lead down into the 3rd and final floor of this ship. So, as you make your way down, you can see Lamley is sitting in the ship, and he's sitting on top of a crate. He's got a pipe in his hand, and he's currently blowing it up into the air, and you can see he's got a larger bottle of rum in his hand that he just sort of bites the cork off and spits it out and just drinks like solid 5 glugs straight out of the bottle, and then sets it down on his leg, and he says, "Happy you could join me."
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, it's not often you see an older, and kind of gives him a look and just goes, sailor like me. And, you know, I see one and the same.
Oh,
I
aye.
joined them.
All right, shut up and drink.
Hands you the rum.
Yeah, Grok, well, if he hands that to Grok, he will also just fucking slam that shit.
Can hold your rum, can you?
I can handle anything, mate.
Confident in that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Most you ever drank?
Well, I had, it was off the coast of, Tarkir. I had this, it was like fermented corn. It was like pure grain, and it just, honest to God, it was like fuel. It was like, you see those airships they've got? They say they run them on Electrum, but honest to God, this stuff would have put that in the air, and I've had that.
Aye. Tell me. Name's Grok, right?
Aye.
You can hold your drink? Sounds like. Looks like, too.
Okay.
I look to be a sailor's type.
Sure.
Tell me, Grok, type of sailor were you?
The general type, you know, whatever the job was.
Let me rephrase the question. Did you serve a master for coin, or were you free?
Well, Grok will take a big gulp and be like, I served a captain for once aboard a ship called the Feasting Shark. And then when they fucked off, I've been on my own since. And no one's going to be my fucking captain again.
If you found him again, what would you do to him?
I'd get my fucking treasure and they'll get what they deserve.
When was the last
You
time
know,
you killed someone, Grok?
Sailors' wages, you know. Sorry, what was that last thing you said?
When was the last time you killed someone, Grok?
Me kill someone. Like I said, I'm just a simple sailor. You know, or you're just your normal jobs. You know, grains, beans, spices. You know, no normal jobs.
Oh, I've done some trading and selling in spices as well. And you see him just tap his nose. Good to know I've got a kindred spirit on board. And he walks over towards you. He pats you on the shoulder. He takes the rum out of your hand, takes one more swig. Keep the bottle. But you take any more of those fucking bottles and I'll put your head on the bow. Come to me before you get another bottle. Because I'd want a sip.
Nice one.
And he just hobbles away. Very, very heavy, dense gnome. But, Grok, you get the feeling that there's a little bit of a kindred spirit thing going on there. You can tell that the same way that you feel about Heather Scott and the rest of the crew, that is how Lamley feels about everyone except for you in your party.
Yeah, this guy's sound.
So, Lamley heads off, heads back upstairs, and you now have a half a bottle of some very fine Gemstone Archipelago rum.
Rock could just head up to the deck and just kind of watch over both like the docks and like the rest of the sailors, just getting kind of the ship ready.
Okay. Okay, so Grok, as you are standing up there waiting and watching, one thing that you were always prepared for was stowaways. You would always go to, it wasn't always shady ports, but, you know, maybe 6 or 7 times out of 10, it would be a shady port, and there was always a lot of runaways who were trying to get on a ship and hide so they could escape. And you can see that there is, well, there's somebody climbing up the ladder to the crow's nest. A person can't be more than, maybe 14, 15 years old. And nobody's saying anything. Nobody's noticing. You're the only person who sees this 14, 15-year-old girl climbing up the ladder leading up to the crow's nest.
In subtle Grok fashion, he's going to yell out, "Who's this fucking kid?"
As soon as you do, she goes, and she falls. She begins to fall off the ladder. Luckily, she was only, 5 or 6 feet up, and she falls like flat on her back. Oh, ow, 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 ow. And you can see that there is a half-orc man in these very, very fine clothes who kind of like runs over. And he says, Sally, are you all right? Come on, Birdseye, come on, get up, Birdseye, get up. And he comes over to her.
Sally?
Yep, and this is Sally, Birdseye, Barmo. Come on, Sally, get up. It's all right.
What do you mean, Sally? It's not a fucking story.
No. She's the lookout on the ship.
She's a fucking kid?
Yeah, she is. She stowed away a while ago. Was that maybe 4 or 5 months ago? And, well, a kid's got eyes of a hawk. Come on. And she kind of, like, looks up towards you, avoiding eye contact. Sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you.
No, sorry. I should apologise. I was on ships when I was younger. I forget. To be honest, it's been a lot of years since then. I've not really seen anyone much younger than 18 on a ship. So no, I'm sorry.
She just kind of nods and goes back to climbing up the ladder. And the half-orc man watches her climb up and says, there's nothing to feel bad about. By the way, my name's Torbach. It's nice to meet you. Well, people around here call me Willow. He reaches out a hand for you to shake it. And this is Tobach. Oh god, so many NPCs.
Grok will like gingerly shake his hand because again, he's like not a fan of this crew, and just be like, "Yeah, it's Grok."
Nice to meet you, Grok. Are you one of the 5 that we're transporting?
I not usually used to being a passenger, but that's what I am today. And takes like another drink of his rum.
Well, hey, must not be all bad. Lomley doesn't even let me touch the rum, so you must be doing pretty well for yourself already. And he kind of looks at you a little quizzical. He says, is everything all right, friend?
Everything's sound. Why wouldn't it be?
Grok, make a deception check for me. Oof. Oh, okay. Listen, I'm sure if you want something to do that bad, you could probably talk to, I mean, I guess you should probably talk to Lamley, but Captain Scott or even Syrah, I mean, they'd probably be able to find you something to do. Hey, listen. You look like the sailing type. Can tell, or else Lamley probably wouldn't have liked you. Do you have any favorite sea shanties?
I've got a few, but with someone in the crow's nest like that, I'm not sure I can sing them.
Oh, no. Believe me, with Lamley around, when he has his well, we like to call them his episodes. Believe me, there is nothing you could say that girl has not heard yet before. Besides, she tunes out a lot. She's always paying attention when we're sailing, when we're looking out for things. She's always the first person to see any bit of land, but other than that, she doesn't really listen much. There are times when we're all eating, joking around, talking, and she's just staring at a seagull. It's odd. It's like they're almost having a conversation. You'd think, but no, they're just staring. And we get her attention. Takes a few tries, but she's a little, she's an interesting girl, to say the least. So anyway, this sea shanty, what is it, huh?
Well,
What are you a ladies bloomers kind of guy? The Lord's knickers, huh?
That was one of them. I've got a few, you know, some more niche ones as well.
Listen, I'm a very not much of a sailor myself, but I am well traveled on boats and sea shanties. So any ones you can think of, let me know, and I'll be sure to make sure that your welcome on the ship is a little bit more amicable, nicer.
I think even if Rock was like, this guy's not a fucking sailor or a pirate, I think at least at that, he's making an effort. So he'd be like, right, nice one. He'd be a bit more warm.
Okay. Well, Grok, it was a pleasure to meet you, and you see him kind of stop talking, and his eyes are like looking up past you towards the where the there's that raised portion towards the aft of the ship, where the wheel is, and there's another mast back there. And you can see that there is a half-orc woman up there. And you can see he kind of is staring up towards her and just stops talking. And the woman, she barks out something and she says, "Excuse me, where is my..." And he kind of, sorry, anyway, you have a good one, Rock, and give me those sea shanties, and I promise as soon as you, looks past your shoulder again, as soon as you get those to me, I'll make sure they end up on the queue.
All right, mate.
Yeah, okay. All right. And he kind of straightens himself out and straightens up his cloak and begins to walk up the stairs. And as soon as he walks up the stairs, the half-orc woman, not even noticing him, heads down the other side of the stairs, heading out across the gangplank and back onto the dock, yelling at what looks to be a young human boy who's like holding a small box, and not like aggressive, but more like a mother scolding a son. And he sees her leave and he goes, "Next time, Tormach. Get him next time."
Oh.
He walks back down the steps and just kind of looks at you and says, get your best exercise walking up and down stairs. See you later, Grok.
Give you your best chances, lad. Nice one. Go on.
Maybe another time. She seems busy right now, but don't worry about me. It's okay. I got it.
All right, mate. Grok will take a sip of his rum and then kind of like walk away.
Okay. All right. So with that interaction done, there's maybe 15 more minutes until eventually Captain Heather Scott and Sierra Rune return with a couple of extra items, a couple of pistols, revolvers, rifles, some ammunition, some black powder, a couple more cannonballs, some chain shot, and a few other alchemical combinations. They load it onto the ship, and there is a bell that rings on the there's a bell that rings on the deck, dring, 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 and sort of summoning everybody up. So you can see that there is all of you can hear underneath deck the bell ringing, and as all of you are just sort of sitting in there waiting, Lotus comes into both of the rooms and says, "I believe we're getting ready to depart. Would you mind accompanying me up? I hate to arrive to a gathering without company." Smiling to the four of you still down below deck.
I would follow you to the ends of the earth. Nelthian will rise and go with her.
Okay.
We will go as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So the four of you follow her up onto the deck. And there you see, standing near the wheel, one hand on it, another hand on the railing that is in front of it, Captain Heather Scott begins to talk. And you can tell a noticeable difference between the way he was acting in the Lord's chambers and the way he's acting now. So I'll go ahead and show him. And you can see all of the other crew standing there, the ones that you already know, Sierra, Lamleal, Sally, Lotus, Stratson, and Tobuk, but you can also see 6 more people there that you haven't exactly met with yet. And a very calm and cool and collected Captain Scott says, "Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to depart. So, I just wanted to say a few more things before we leave. This journey, we're going to be on this path for quite a while. We've been contracted by the Lord here to carry around these 5 as long as they need us. That we should be willing to lay down anything and everything to make sure that they can accomplish what they need to accomplish. So, I think that we should give them a very warm welcome this evening on our first night on the seas. As I come to understand it, some of them are not exactly comfortable with being on a ship. But hey, there are still days when we're looking down the Kraken's maw
and there are times when even I'm a little afraid of being a sailor. But we push through it regardless, because we are doing great things. And I can tell you now that this thing we're doing, well, it's going to be great. Story for the history book. So, Torbach, you better be writing all of this down, all right? And you can see Torbach is just kind of zoned out, just looking towards the other half-orc woman. He says, yeah. Oh, sorry, that's right, I forgot. Willow, you need to be writing all of this down. And the rest of the crew just kind of erupts in laughter. And Torbach is like, okay, all right, I get it. It's, Willow, I know. And the crew finishes off laughing, and Heather Scott says, all right. So, you five, looking to the 5 of you, I welcome you aboard the Southern Star. And I'm sorry for my coarse behavior earlier, but listen, when you have a little bit of renown, people expect a character. So that's what I try and give them. But I can promise you from this point on, you'll get regular old me. No need to worry about flashy Captain Heather Scott or Captain Scott or Captain Heather. You can just call me Scott. Alrighty. Well, I think that we should raise anchor, drop those sails, batten down those hatches. I think we should raise the colors, and we should head to our first destination. We haven't been there in a while, but I'm telling you, there's a few companions I think may have missed me in Raven Rock. So, what do you say? Aye? And the rest of the crew gives back one hearty aye, except for Sally, up there in the crow's nest. You can see that there's maybe 4 or 5 seagulls that are flocked up in the crow's nest, just hanging out up there with her. And with that, the anchor is raised. Ship begins to slowly tilt away from the coast. Sails are dropped, the wind is caught, and you begin to move south and then east towards Raven Rock. As the sails have dropped, Captain Heather Scott, he steps on top of the railing, and you can see that the half-orc woman grabs onto the wheel, and that wooden arm that he has, that wooden from the elbow up, he aims it up towards the crow's nest, and you can see that there is this rope attached to a grappling hook that shoots out of the wrist and wraps around a piece of the wood at the very top of the mast, and it just slowly begins to, very quickly repels him up and forward. He grabs onto the mast, and it unhooks, recoils back into the arm, and he points ahead to Raven Rock. And with that, the rest of the crew begins to work and do everything they need to, taking stock, going back and forth. And with that, on your ship, lots of adventures ahead of you, ready to see whatever awaits you in Raven Rock and whatever awaits you on these open seas. That is where we will go ahead and end tonight's session. Holy crap-a-moly. There we go. And just as a teaser for next week, let's get that in here. Yeah. Yeah, how you feel about that? Sea shanties. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Just the whole time.
Alrighty. So I think what we're gonna do now. So that is the that is the end of our session. So we are going to but we gotta, because we started an hour early, so that way we can end early. Right? This is an hour early, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
all right,
it was
cool.
sad.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
We can keep going. No, let's just keep going.
No. No, okay, all right. So thank you so much for watching. If you've hung out for the whole time, it's been great to have everybody. I look forward to next Saturday, so that way we can finally see their journeys on the open seas. And yeah, I think that'll go ahead and wrap it up. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do things a little differently. because I like the idea, and it's a lot of fun. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna raid a channel, as opposed to just ending the stream. And I'm very excited to do so. This is the first time I've done it, so I'm probably gonna mess this up. So raid a channel, pick a live channel to raid.
Get them in their break.
Oh yeah, that'd be really funny. Okay, I think what I have to do first is I have to go to Twitch and I have to go to browse because I need a channel to
Parade.
Just vibe to see Shanny's the whole time.
Okay.
Fucking love
So
Chariot.
So let's see here. So we'll mute Twitch and let's find somebody. So browse Dungeons and Dragons.
I would do
know this
like
is
a smaller channel.
Yeah. What do I? Oh yeah, I'm definitely not gonna. Am I spelling dungeon wrong?
Well, like one on the third row or something.
Dungeon. What? Am I spelling? Okay, let me spell dragon.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's a guy doing a 24-hour charity stream, like a Christmas D&D
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go there.
Let's see. Where's he at?
Oh my god.
Oh, here we go. 24-hour stream. All right. Start watching. All right, cool. Let's do this. Let's rate him. All right. So what's this guy's name? XP. Let's see. XPYGO. All right. Raid channel. XPYGO. All right. 17 viewers. Let's rate him. Raid. Hey.
God, my stream is like so slow. Like it's probably gonna take forever for me to like actually go there.
There we go. Oh wow. Okay.
Does it
Did
not
that
just
work?
send us automatically?
I thought it did.
I'm still on your page. I thought it's meant to though.
I thought so too.
I thought it was too.
Joe, you done did bad.
Did I do
Came
that?
up, but I think it.
Oh wait. No. It's at the top of the chat thing. There's a blah 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 is rating blah blah blah. Join.
Oh, cool.
Wait.
How
Yeah.
do I?
Huh?
I'm
Wait.
so confused. How does this work?
There's like a countdown. But then, oh wait, no. I think you automatically are like joined in it
Oh,
Okay.
I don't.
because it has like a leave, and I pressed it and then it said join again. So
Tap to
11
join.
raiders.
I don't even have a spot to join. Okay, I joined. Am I here? What's happening?
Someone's left again. Okay. I think
Oh,
we're all
gosh,
here.
tap to join. Okay, raid now. There we go. Okay, I had to hit raid now. There we go.
Oh my god.
Is that it? Oh,
Oh,
man,
it
he's at
worked.
He's at hour 9. Woo!
Oh, so wholesome.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. They're making some money. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
Snowball
20.
battle? How wholesome.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
That is amazing.
Well, okay, so you have leather-studded armor on right now, right?
Oh man.
Will
Okay.
this do minus 2 to your AC?
There we go. There we go.
Not true natural.
Heck yeah, man.
Alright.
What is the charity for?
I'm not sure.
Rescue doggies.
Oh. Oh yeah, I see it
Every
over there in the
donation,
corner.
dog gets a treat.
All right, well, now I have to donate at least $1.
Yeah.
I gotta feed all the pets.
Click
Yes.
button below. Or click here. Boop. On Streamlabs.
Do
Okay.
this.
Rescues Charity Month. Heck yeah, man. Look at this.
Yeah, I'll say that is okay.
Hey chat, if you donate $5 right now,
Oh my god.
you subtract 2
Oh, wait, they're talking to us.
AC.
No, oh god. We don't hate Dane that much.
How do I donate?
Yeah, we do. Okay. So,
Oh, my username. What is my username on Twitch?
You see that?
Oh, he's doing
See that
a cool
fat over
accent.
there? That jolly looking that snowman with the big black hat. His name.
Oh, I realize I'm using your PayPal to do this, Joe.
That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Or do you use PayPal?
HSTY. Fresh.
Amazing.
He's not going to be anything to worry about, okay? He's slow.
I don't like PayPal though, because they always like withdraw money than they need to.
Wrong. Well, you only have to get hit 3 times.
I think it worked.
Shit, thanks
Did that
so much
work?
for the $5. All right,
I-
Dane, you get
Yeah,
minus
it
2.
Oh, I did. Oh. Oh, I just minus 2 someone's AC. That was
Yeah.
mean. I don't like that.
Dogs greatly
Oh no.
appreciate it.
Oops.
Okay. Okay, you see that guy over there? That's,
How do
that's
I-
the Raunch. He's a green dragonborn. He's wearing that bright, light up winter mist wreath around him.
So have like she shanties playing. What's happening?
Yeah.
See that
Because I'm still alive. Oh, I pet a dog with a brush.
He doesn't want to be here. He's a kid who don't win,
Oh my
so
god,
he
the
can ruin
dog!
it for everybody.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the little thing in the bottom.
Why is it so hard to donate?
You actually have
Oh, here we go. PayPal.
I love it.
the
This is
returning
wholesome.
champion, Bud, on their team. Bud. The Goliath with that stone-colored skin.
Heck yeah.
He's wearing
Okay,
that
all right.
stupid
So I think what I can do is I think I
costume
can end this stream now.
for him. Made an
I think.
animal hide.
Oh, is it still going, lol?
Yeah, it is.
Bud, B-U